Am I in your way?
Is this tightening up? Is that loosening up or tightening? It's probably tightening up.
We can bring this sign over this way.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like three.
That's it right there. Like that there. The camera on backwards, but it's cool.
That's right.
Right, mouth right
You
there.
already went live.
Yeah. Wickedness, they just picked up somebody else. you see how they roll though. They just, you already know they probably lifted up. They probably was talking shit too. Oh yeah. You really don't want to be talking shit in that car. Shalom, Makim. How about Shimon outside about the thumb?
Shalom. First and foremost, we're going to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shad, Ba'ashem, HaKadosh. The honors to our apostles and great millstone who will better tell you the truth. Peace, love, blessings, salutations to you, Akim. That's part of my Yashar Delta House of Gate. Right? Once again, we out here again, prophesying the downfall of America. Right? And the spirit that's going around through the spirit, you know, is this thing. First and foremost, the camp is called faith is a gift. Faith is a gift given by the Lord. And in these times that we're coming into, the elect, all right, are going to have that special faith through Yahweh Bashim Ashad and get through the times that we're coming into. Because when you look at it, when you look at the times right now, all right, the times that we're coming into, they're at the door, man. Because prophecy is speaking. You just had Brazil and China talk about ditching the U.S. dollar, which we know through the spirit that the U.S. dollar, all right, isn't backed up by anything. They call it a fiat currency, man. All right, but what does that also mean? That these elites, all right, these higher ups are moving forward in their NWO as we bring in every week, which the main part of the NWO is bringing that Quran, man. All right, we see it. Why do you think these other countries are ditching the U.S. dollar? Because it's not worth the value. Back then, the U.S. dollar used to be backed by gold, man. Okay? But now, it's not backed by gold. They just print out however much they need. So that's why we're in a $31 trillion debt, man. And how they going to wipe that out? By a reset. You know, digital currency like brothers been going into. So this thing, these prophecies that have been talked about, you know, through our apostles on down to us, man, are coming to pass. And there's nothing Esau Edom can do to stop that, because in his plans, it's the Most High's plans, man. You know? Whatever he's doing is furthering the gospel of the Lord, and it's furthering us getting to the kingdom of heaven, man.
This is Matthew chapter 24, verse 32. Now learn the parable of the fig tree. When his branch is yet tender, he putteth forth leaves. Ye know that summer is nigh.
Right, and we're seeing through the spirit that these prophecies are coming to pass. And why that parable right there is talking about us watching, man. All right? And we know that, you know, this thermonuclear destruction is about to come to pass. We know that the Lord's about to come back. All right? We know these things. Why? Because the brother just read it.
It says, verse 33, so likewise ye, when ye shall see all these things. Know that it is near, even at the doors.
And what's near, man? Us getting out of here first and foremost with the Lord's second debut, the thermonuclear destruction. All right? All you really got to do is just really look into how this money thing is going. Because that's what's going to set the tone for this MOTB to come in. Can you actually get that?
Yeah.
That's what's going to set the tone for the MOTB to come in, man. All right? Because it's what? China, Brazil done ditched it. Russia, I think, has already ditched it. You can have other countries ditch this US dollar because it's not worth nothing, man. All right? It's borrowed money. That's why they call it fiat currency, man. You know?
Isn't that called the BRICS or something like that?
Yeah, the BRICS nations.
With
Yeah.
India in there too? Is that the I?
It's Brazil, Russia, India,
Yeah.
China, South Africa.
There you go.
Yeah.
Information.
And a lot of you, and the U.S. all it really does is spend its bread on investing into the military anyway.
Yeah.
That's all. That's you taxpayer money and stuff like that. It goes to the military. Okay, so that's where all this fiat currency is going to. And what is America known for? Just spending. We was talking about that last week. They just know Esau Edom's known for just spending, man.
Got a comment. This is from Men of Valor, SC, Upstate Ba, I believe it's Shakam. Ephesians 2:8. For by grace are ye saved through faith, and that not of yourselves, it is a gift of the Most High.
Right, and the water for that, man, because through the Spirit, by grace are you saved by faith, because what we're in right now is a faith thing, okay? But that faith is going to get us to what? The end, man, to see our Lord and Savior come. The second debut, man.
Because the Lord finna switch this shit up out here. You know, everybody is complaining about inflation, cost of living. You know, goods and services is expensive. Groceries is expensive. Gas is high.
Rent is high.
Rent high. You know, all these things that people need. You know, these basic necessities that people need is beginning to be unobtainable.
Right.
You know, so when Esau, you know, crashed his system, you know, you're gonna be operating off faith. You know, and like the title, faith is a gift given from the Lord. So, you know, this is the time you want to be getting built up in these precepts, because faith cometh by hearing of the word. The brother got another precept, Shakam. This is Romans 13:11, and that knowing the time that it is now it is high time to wake out of sleep. But now is your salvation, our salvation, nearer than when we believed.
Right, and that goes hand in hand with everything, man. I know the brother's been watching this morning, the apostles been putting out videos like that, you know? It is even at the door. Our salvation is here to believe. We're living in complete beautiful times, and the best thing to be in, the best position to be in, is in this truth and the faith, man. You know? Get this brother grab this book.
Yeah.
The second Ezra chapter 6, verse 28. It says, as for faith, it shall flourish.
Faith shall flourish, and that's what's going on. You see that with the men that have learned under the apostles of Great Millstone, because we see that these times, we're using the truth as a measuring stick at a time, and we're seeing that these things are coming to pass. So what that's going to do, just like when Yahushua gave the mustard seed parable, man. Okay? When you look at a mustard seed, what happens? All right? Moderate, but it's very small, but it grows, man. So that's what you see. You see in the house of David through the Spirit. You see in the house of David bud, man. As the scriptures say in the book of Psalms, man. All right? Which the tabernacle of David is back here today. All right? You looking more willing at the men. Okay? The men that scattered throughout the four corners of the earth teaching the truth and sincerity. That's the tabernacle of David, man.
It says, second Ezra chapter 6 and verse 28. As for faith, it shall flourish. Corruption shall be overcome. And the truth, which had been so long without fruit, shall be declared.
And that's what's happening. The truth, which has been so long without fruit, is being declared, man. But the main part is faith shall flourish. And how is it going to flourish? By the men that's doing the work of the Lord. Okay? Because we are vessels of the Heavenly Father and the Son. He's using us as vessels, man. All right?
Just seeing y'all doing the work is the faith booster.
Right. 23, go.
Can I get something real quick? This is Romans 10 and 17. So then faith cometh by hearing, and hearing by the word of the Most High. So you got to make sure you studying, reading, watching videos. You know, all these particular things is going to build up your inward man, build up your spirit. And then, of course, the Lord, you know, he gives you trials and tribulations, different temptations to not break you down, but to build your spirit up. Because when you come out of certain situations, your faith becomes stronger and powerful. So that's a muscle that you want to be building up, you know, in these times. Man.
It's like being tried in the furnace, like they do gold and stuff like that.
That's why Paul spoke about, you know, rejoicing in temptations, because the fruit that yields is more faith. Like, oh man, the Lord, I went through something, and the Lord got me up out of that shit, man. You know, so I know that the Lord dealing with me. I know that the Lord is gonna guide me. You know, so you know, it say whatever is brought upon you, take cheerfully. Not that you rejoicing, but you understanding that, hey, this is an opportunity for me to satisfy Yahweh Shai. You know, this is an opportunity for me to apply the things that's written, really be comforted through the scripts while I'm going through this low point, so on and so forth. You know?
You gotta learn how to embrace the fire.
Yeah.
After a while, you start to like, nothing will happen to you. Like, damn, Lord, you know, dealing with me.
Right.
So, you know, after a while, you start to embrace it.
Mm-hmm. And the Most High has to chasten you to prove you his sons.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because if he don't give you the ride, he hates you. Okay, that's according to him.
The only ones really out here catching spiritual hell is brothers like ourselves, man. These people in the world ain't going through. They living their daily lives, man. And we have something that we have to hold on to, man. That's the major part of it, because, you know, you get that, man, I don't want to fall out, but listen, you holding on to this truth, man. Hold on to that which you have fast. Revelation 2.
Hold back to what thou hast.
It's Ezekiel 36 and verse 23. And I will sanctify my great name, which were profaned among the heathen, which ye have profaned in the midst of them. And the heathen shall know that I am Yahweh, said Yahweh the Most High. And I shall be sanctifying you before their eyes.
Yeah, and I shall be sanctified in you before their eyes. So the Lord is using us as vessels, man. All right, to sanctify himself. Okay? We're going to be used as vessels. These people out here don't know soon. These heathen nations don't know. It's going to come back to the knowledge that you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are the 12 tribes of Israel, man.
You don't know that.
And even you slandering niggas in the truth like Quanaf, man. Folk you talking about the Issacharites and the lighter northern tribes, man, in the tribes, man. The Lord going to raise them up too, man. You're going to see Issacharites out here with power, healing and stuff. You're going to see that, man. So what are you niggas talking about, man? And we got a mass amount of Issacharites, especially out in California, you know, but I'm not even just talking about Issacharites, but, you know, the northern tribes, the Latin tribes, man.
A lot of Latin tribes, they bear witness to the truth.
Yep.
You know, just earlier, you know, off camera, it was some edification going on off camera for 30 minutes with a Northern Kingdom, older Northern Kingdom woman. And other Northern Kingdom women coming up saying, pray for me, I believe I'm an Israelite. So, a lot of Northern Kingdom. Just because you don't see them in your neighborhood in South Alabama somewhere, you know, some little corner in Atlanta, some little nigga neighborhoods, that don't mean they're not a part of it.
Look, and they share it in the curses and in the bondage. Okay, they sharing in the curses and the bondage.
Yeah.
You can't rule them out.
I got another one from the brother right here, Shakan. 1 Peter 4 and 12, beloved, think it not strange concerning the fiery trial which is to try you. Because when you're going through your trying stage, it's like fire. You know, you trying to hurry up and quench it. You know? Oh shit, let me try to figure something out. So, you know, but sometimes you gotta just let the fire burn, man. And just put it in the hands of the Most High. You know? Sometimes the Lord will give you knowledge, wisdom, understanding to deal with it. But sometimes you gotta just like you say, make no haste in the time of trouble. All right, that's one. Ecclesiastes 2nd chapter, and then cast your burdens on the Lord.
God.
Some situations is out of your hands. Like, look, man, the Lord got to do it. You know.
And you have to
David
have-
spoke about, delivering me from my strong enemy. Like, David, look, you got to deliver me from these enemies. I can't do it.
Yep. David was a mighty man.
Man, David had power.
Yes. Him to say that, how much more than us?
Yeah, and we can these weak bodies getting sick and sneezing and coughing and shit, thinking we can go up against these enemies of ours.
Right.
And then when we say enemies, we're talking about your woman, we're talking about niggas at work, we're talking about the judicial court system, people in the parking lot, people that come up that can't.
Yeah, because you can go to court for something, the Lord controls the mind all the time. Lord, because the Spirit on that, I'm gonna just let you go. The Lord that did that, man.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Bro's got, man, first-hand experience of the Lord doing miracles and working on the minds of people, man.
And you have to have the faith, because without the faith, it's impossible to please. There you go.
Rather than see the Lord send the Spirit on your
Oh
enemies,
yeah. Yeah, the Lord done had certain people get their ass whooped, and then they call you and tell you what happened. So the Lord do come through, man. All right, continuing on in 1 Peter 4:12, I'm actually starting from the top. Beloved, thinking not strange concerning the fiery trial, which is to try you.
And I say this on that, why do you say thinking not strange? Because a lot of guys that come to the truth, they get forewarned, like, look, you gonna go through some shit. So you can't think it's strange. Like, why is this happening? That woe is me spirit, like the apostles say. You can't be in that woe is me spirit. You gotta take it patiently, man.
That's right, bro. It says, as though some strange thing happened unto you.
Yeah. Oh shit.
What the fuck is going on? What the fuck is this shit? You can't have that.
Why my woman turned on me?
Because you're going to experience things in the truth that you've never experienced in the world. That's why it's going to seem strange. Like, what? What?
Well, I was just saying to be ready for temptation when you come to seek the Lord.
Well, when you experience something and you saying things like, what the fuck? Damn. That's the flesh right there.
Yep.
That's the flesh crying out. But then you got to be patient and deal in the spirit. Like, okay, well, wait a minute. What if this is actually in my best interest? Because some of the men of the Lord, a lot of things was dark in the beginning, but it got better for them later on, like Joseph. The brothers,
The story,
the slavery, Egypt, he in the dungeon.
He was accused.
And then it started off dark, but then he became the second in command over Egypt. So some situations that you go through, it may look dark and shaky initially, but you gotta hold tight and wait and see. Jacob, right after he had to deal with Esau, he was wrestling with an angel.
Right.
He had to deal with the shit with Esau. He hearing Esau and 400 men coming up. Got done with that. He had to deal with Laban. Jacob said, "Look, man, Laban, you changed my wages 10 times on me, man."
Yeah.
And then Jacob had to wrestle with angel, and then he got them blessings later. So some things you gotta face, tribulation to get the blessing. So when you go through something, don't just think, woe is me, because you might be fucking up something.
And sometimes you have to go through. There's no other way out.
Yeah.
It's like when you have a child. And you ask your father, basically trying to raise this cup from you.
Yeah.
When this cup from you, like, and the father didn't say nothing. That was the answer. You gotta go through. Sometimes the only way is you gotta go through.
Yeah. That's why it's fire. Right? It says, but rejoice inasmuch as ye are partakers of Yahweh sufferings, that when his glory shall be revealed, you may be glad also with exceeding joy. So you're going to rejoice, man. Here it is. We've been out here on the highways and the byways through the Spirit. Starting with our leadership, the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. And then all to see Yahweh come on them chariots and be partakers of the glory. You're going to be exceeding, like I say, with exceeding joy, man. I told y'all, I knew it. Man, that's the spirit right there.
Right
man.
there, man.
That's the spirit right there. Because it speak about, the Most High descending like a dove.
Got
man.
it, brother.
All right now,
Found it out.
brother. Yeah, that's right, bro.
Found it out.
You get that
Oh yeah.
Ain't no such thing as a Mexican or Hebrew.
Huh?
Ain't no such thing as a Mexican or Hebrew.
But the Mexicans, they fit the prophecies.
No,
Yeah, they do.
that's
The prophecies tell us who the.
that's Magog.
Huh?
That's Magog.
No, Magog is fighting against Ukraine right now.
No. That's
What are you? What are you? Let me ask you. What are you?
You got
Are
fringes
you,
on.
are you a Hebrew? You got fringes on. What are you? What do you believe?
I believe in the word of God.
That's right.
So
But do you believe the correct word?
right.
Yes, but you got what do you guys?
All right. So look,
We're Israelites.
yo.
I know you Israelites.
Let me ask you a question.
And I
We
want to
got-
ask
we
you
got-
one too.
Okay, that's cool.
Okay, cool.
So we're going back and forth.
Yeah.
So you say that the Mexicans, they're not. How can you prove that they're not? Because we can prove that they are.
They're Japhetic.
Oh,
That's not true.
They're from Japhet.
What Bible are you reading?
King James.
So have you went into the prophecies that fit?
This
Issachar?
is what you need to do.
Hold on. No. Answer the question.
You asked
Answer
the question. You asked
Answer
me
the
a question.
though.
Now it's my
Have
turn.
you- but I wasn't done
You asked-
asking you the question though.
Okay, go ahead.
Have you went into Genesis the 49th chapter and Deuteronomy, what is it, the 32nd chapter, to where the prophecies of Issachar are? Have you went into that? You read the Holy Bible, right?
Yes, but
So,
look.
let's get there real quick.
Hold on. I haven't read the whole Bible.
Because we,
Let
you gotta
me
eat the
finish.
whole roll.
Now it's my turn.
You gotta eat the whole roll.
we can prove, we
Let
can
me
back up
turn.
and prove
Look,
what we
hold it.
believe in, man.
Dude,
But if you
dude,
can't prove
dude.
what you believe in, then
Let
it's not
me
important, bro.
finish talking.
All right, you got it.
Go ahead.
Let me
You got it.
finish.
You got it, bro.
Now, I'm talking to one of you. Now I'm talking to you. The Hispanics are Japhetic. First of all, they hate brothers.
No, they don't.
Oh, shit.
They're under
Okay.
curses.
Okay, you know what? You know you're right. You're right. You're right.
Hold on.
But it's
Let me
because of the
finish.
prophecy.
Let
The prophecy
me
say they hate us.
Finish. Let me
Let
finish.
him finish. Let him finish.
Okay. Now, it's known that they hate brothers. Now, my question to you, 1, 2, 3, all four of you guys.
Yeah.
It's a question. Would you marry a Hispanic?
Yeah.
Shit.
Okay. This is Isaiah. This is Isaiah 11 and 12.
These people hate us, man.
This is Isaiah 11 and 12.
No.
And he shall set up an
The
ensign
Father
for the
says,
nations,
"Be angry
which is his truth,
and sin not."
and shall assemble.
Yeah, but I'm saying at that point of
Here go the prophecy. Here go the prophecy. And he shall set up an ensign for the nations, which is his truth, right?
Yeah.
And shall assemble the outcasts of Israel, because we were scattered, and gather together the dispersed of Judah,
Listen.
and from the four
Those
corners
people-
of the earth.
Those people.
Listen. The envy also of Ephraim shall depart. Ephraim represents the northern
Okay,
kingdom.
hold
Hold on, let's let the prophecy.
hold on.
Let's let the
Ariel,
prophecy
let
speak.
God speak.
Ariel,
And the envy also of
Ariel,
Ephraim shall depart, and the
Ariel,
adversaries of Judah
and
shall be cut off. Ephraim shall not envy Judah, and Judah shall not
They
vex
came up.
You must,
Ephraim.
you must
Those
watch Kofi, huh? You watch Kanaf, huh?
No, dude.
You watch
Listen,
Kanaf. I know
let me
do.
tell you what I
Because
what
you
I
know
watch.
you know who's telling us to do away with the tribe chart? Kanaf, man. You watch
Let me-
Kanaf.
let me
I
tell
know
you
you
talking
do,
about.
man.
Ariel came up with that nonsense.
Yeah,
He
through
didn't
the
come up
Spirit.
with it.
The
It was
Spirit
divine
gave it to
intervention,
him.
man. It was
No.
divine intervention
No.
that gave High Priest Ariel the knowledge
High
of the 12
priest
tribe
Ariel.
breakdown, and it all
High
matched up.
priest
Yeah, High
Ariel.
Priest Ariel, yeah.
He got thrown out of his own, out of Tazadakia. I'm the.
He was wicked though, man. That don't
Yeah,
got nothing to do
Tazadakia,
with
the
it.
guy
He was
said
wicked,
Ariel,
man.
The guy said
Ariel
no
threw
comfort.
him out.
He was
Look,
wicked.
Tazadakia, the guy.
Tazadakia
and
threw
that's,
him out.
Hey, that's the spirit because Tazadakia, he died 2
Yes.
years ago on the
Yes.
same time.
Yes.
So you come in
But
the
he
spirit
still-
of
No.
resurrecting
No.
that spirit, man. Tazadakia was not the guy sent comfort.
threw Ariel out.
Okay, look. The scriptures speak about being cast out of the synagogue.
No.
You know,
Christ
it
was
is-
never thrown out.
Listen, but the people who were the religious figures that were looked up as the people, the men of God during the time that
You guys ain't on, man.
they didn't receive him.
You guys
They
ain't
didn't
on.
receive
Lights on.
him. But see, look, but you said that you haven't read the whole Bible, so you don't have the whole roll.
Listen, none of us knows it all. We're all going to be learning.
Let's get this.
No. Listen,
Unction.
We have
we're
a bunch of
all
guys,
going.
we have a bunch of
Let's
see what the prophecy say.
We
You
all
notice if you don't
going
wanna hear the
to
word.
listen.
That's
Let me tell you.
Let me show you.
Unction.
Issachar.
1 John 2.
What makes them? What makes them?
Let's let the priest speak.
Let me finish right now. Let me finish.
This
And
First
then
John
I'll give
2
it
and
back to you.
20.
I'll give it back to you.
But you have
Let
an
me
unction
finish.
from the Holy One,
Listen.
and you know all things.
We know all
No.
things concerning these
Let me tell
prophecies,
you.
man.
Issachar, you,
Yeah.
you can start off having babies at the age of 15, you and your wife. So you can have 20 babies.
Old fool.
You can have 20 of them. You're not gonna have no Mexican.
Oh, that.
Are you gonna have a Mexican?
No, because
It ain't gonna happen, dude.
Because he's a Levite and he's a Manassite, and you are of the seed of your father.
Okay. You
are-
said
you are
you
of the seed of your
said
father.
you said that you would marry one.
Yeah.
Damn right I would.
You would marry
That's
one.
one of the.
I would marry somebody of the tribes. Yes, I would.
No,
Israel.
listen.
You
What
don't
tribe?
even know. You don't even know who
What?
the Issachar
Ask
tribe.
the question.
Dad.
Ask
All right, so
the
look,
question.
look. Hold on. Let's
Okay.
get this.
Ask the question. No, let me do it.
Okay, hold on.
Let me do it.
Go ahead,
Ask
go
the question.
Go ahead. Ask the question.
What tribe are you?
I'm from the tribe of Gad.
Oh, so what is Gad doing marrying Issachar for?
They're from my tribe.
Oh no, that's not the same tribe.
Same people.
Dude, we're not the same
We're
tribe.
the same tribe. Yeah, let's
Look,
get
we
the
want
prophecy. Let's get the prophecy.
We got
on
the same.
Issachar.
No.
The so-called Negroes and Spanish got the same
No.
story. They
Because
got
I-
the
oh,
same.
yeah,
Look,
Hold on,
That part.
Hold on. Let me.
That's nonsense, man.
Go to the same church. One to speak English.
What tribe are you?
Spanish.
I mean, okay.
Judah and Israel was oppressed together.
Right.
No, he should not no more back to Ephraim.
Yeah, I just brought that out.
no,
in
no,
Isaiah
no,
11. He
Have
didn't
you
want to
read?
come up.
Have you read Genesis
We're
the 49th chapter?
No.
You haven't, huh? So we gonna get it for you.
I haven't
I know you have it.
I haven't read all of it.
You haven't you haven't ate the
49
whole roll, and you
Look,
trying to
look.
come up and
49. No, you haven't either.
Yes, we
We ate the whole
have.
roll.
Okay, let me tell you something. I'm about to say, hold this. I'm about to say
You're
something.
doing a lot of testing, but you're not doing a
No,
lot of testing.
let
You got
me
2
ask.
years
First
in
off,
row.
first
Let
off,
me
you haven't
ask
ate the
this
whole
question.
roll. All right,
Let
go
me
ahead,
ask this
OG.
question.
Go ahead,
The question
OG.
is this:
Yeah.
you're not. You're going to study. We're going to be still studying God's word
Wait.
throughout.
Don't say in the kingdom.
Oh God!
Don't say in the kingdom.
We're
Don't
not
say
going
that.
to.
Who did you watch?
We're not going to study
watch
in the
Pranam,
kingdom.
man.
That's not
We're
what the
not
Bible
going to.
says. We're not going to need
So
to study.
before you go there, dude, we still going to be studying.
He just woke up last week.
Hold it.
And you prophesying with your head covered. Don't you know that's a dishonor to that?
Dude, we're going to be studying
You know
because
that's a dishonor to prophesy with your head covered.
listen.
Listen, you know you disrespect.
Yes, I know that's right.
And
That's
it's a
right.
dishonor to be bald too, man. You shouldn't shave your head
Dude,
off, man.
if your hair stop growing, you're going to be
You
bald.
ain't supposed to shave it off though, man.
Look,
Oh,
yes, you can. You can't shave.
You gotta
it.
be-
No,
You
I
can't
can't.
shave.
All right,
That's
what you
how
got,
we
bro?
know.
You can't.
What you got, bro?
That's how we
I
know.
got
That's
it.
how we know you.
All right, this is
And you
Acts
guys
20.
going to be hooking up with
Look,
Mexicans.
You damn right.
Yeah,
And
they-
if one
they-
walk
they-
by
they
right
the
here and
tribes,
want to give
bro.
me her number, guess what? I'm
Guess
gonna take
what?
her number.
And we gonna
And
go
yeah,
into it.
and you're going to go down with the rest of them.
This is
You
Acts
gonna
20.
go up? You gonna go
No,
up
you
with the
ain't
rest of
going
the
up.
All right,
people that
let's
know
get a
who they are,
preset.
man.
Let's get one
Let's,
preset.
let's Acts 20 and 27. And this is the Apostle Paul speaking, right? For I have not shunned to declare to
And you
you
guys-
all
you
the
guys
counsel
hooked
of the
up with-
Most High. So we got the full.
You guys
we got
hooked
the
up
full-
with.
we got
What's the
full-
name of that tribe you guys with?
Great millstone?
Yeah, that's the tribe you
Hey,
guys with.
hey, those are
That's the
teachers.
tribe, man.
Those are teachers.
Those are teachers,
Hey, you
man.
believe in the New Testament, brother? OG?
Listen.
You believe in the New Testament, yeah or
Listen.
nay?
When
Yeah or nay? You believe in the New Testament, yeah or nay?
back in 2000,
gosh.
in 2000, what's his name? He
You coming under the order of Quanah, man. You got the same spirit as both,
no,
man.
no.
You coming under that. You coming under that.
I'm not with you.
Am I
I'm
lying
not
though?
with none of
Am I
them.
lying though?
I'm
Am I
not
lying
with
though?
none of them.
I know you know who Funky is. You know who Quanah is, right?
I'm not with
I
any
know
of them.
Who sent you up here? Who sent you up
Yeah,
here?
man.
Ask the Father. Got you. Got you.
That's the Bible.
All you have to do is ask the Father.
Hey, the spiritual demon Satan sent you over
Let's
here.
get the prophecy on Issachar.
Okay.
Let's get the prophecy on
This is
Issachar.
Ask the Father.
Because you sowing discord and confusion amongst the tribes, man.
No,
the tribes
no,
of
no.
Issachar
This
are the
is
so-called
correction.
Mexicans, man. We have truth for that.
Them cats
We
ain't
got-
no
Go
brother.
ahead, brother.
Them dudes
Go ahead.
hate
This
us.
is Genesis 14.
But that's in the
So break
prophecies.
this down then.
That's a
So
part
break
of the
this down
curses.
then.
That's a part of the
So break
curses
this
that we
down
would
then.
have
We're
tribal
not in the
hatred.
curses anymore.
What are you
Hold on.
talking about?
Because we
Hold
have
on,
been
brother.
delivered from the
Hold on.
curse.
Oh my
So
God.
We
break this
have been
down.
delivered.
So
Them
break.
cats right
They
there.
saying that
Hey,
we
when
he was
the
delivered.
brothers went over there
Who?
in Mexico,
Who?
they killed him.
Hey, look. So break this down.
Okay,
then.
yeah,
Since
that
you know
happened
some-
all the
Our
time.
people kill each other.
Yeah, during the time of kings, they was killing each other.
They killed them, brother.
And the
Our
king,
people
Killed.
kill our own.
let's-
Black on black crime, that's the curse.
Killed.
that's the curse. Let's
Killed.
get that real quick in Deuteronomy 28.
Killed.
Get what you got, and I'll get
Go over there. Go over there
It's
with the
Genesis
message.
49 and
Kill.
14.
And
Hey,
kill.
let me break this
Why,
down. then.
why do you hate
Go over there
the
with the Mexicans.
bro? Why do you hate the Mexicans so much?
They hate me.
Now, what about the so-called white man? You ain't said nothing about the so-called
They
white
hate.
man.
He hates me too. They're both the same.
But what?
They're both
Let's
the
get,
same.
let's get this out real quick. So
They're
let me
both
ask
the same.
let me ask you if the so-called Mexicans are the tribe of Israel, right? Break this down. Then.
You guys are going down
Look,
with the
Genesis the 49th chapter
Right.
is what was going to befall the 12 tribes
Right.
of Israel in the latter days. So
Right.
let's see if he can break this down.
You guys
Since he
going
knows so much.
down
Go
with
ahead.
them
It's
cats.
Genesis 49 and
And
14.
they're killing us over
Issachar is
there.
a strong ass casting down between two burdens.
What is that? What is that right there?
Look, I don't know everything in the Bible
So how are you trying to come up and defend the Bible when you
because
don't know
I know
everything in
certain
the Bible?
things of the Bible.
Okay, well,
But
no,
you
that's not
can't
good
defend-
enough.
But you can't
That's
defend
not
the
good enough.
argument that the Mexicans are the
They are
Israelites,
not.
man. Okay, so then break this down. Read that over.
Genesis 49 and 14. Issachar is a strong ass casting
Issachar
down.
is a
That's-
strong
that-
ass catching down. What's that mean?
What's an
man?
ass? An ass is a donkey, right?
What's that?
He's over there killing
If
brothers.
you don't believe in the gospel, man. If you don't believe
Killing
in the
brothers.
gospel, man. Go ahead.
Killing brothers.
It says Issachar is a
Killing
strong
brothers.
ass
Killing brothers. But
casting
we're
down
not supposed
between
to
two
do it.
burdens.
Yeah, and the two
They-
burdens
they
that
are
Issachar is crouching down is North America and South America, right? Central America. It's like
What should we know today? In between those is what? Mexico, man.
You
know?
Me too.
and then their spiritual animal is a donkey. The whole burrito, that's a Spanish word, bodio, which means donkey.
And see, we don't gotta entertain this, man. He coming up our rate trying to, he probably drunk or something off of something, man, but we don't gotta entertain him. We know the prophecies, we know the scriptures to the spirit of God, Yahweh Shemel Shai.
No, not this
Hey,
brother.
brother,
OG,
hey, you
OG,
dealing with us, man.
OG,
Hey,
OG,
you dealing
up
with
here.
us, man. Hey,
OG.
Devar, don't
They look
Devar, Devar.
He coming up showing all kind of discord amongst brothers.
Devar, don't deal with him, man. That dude got spirits on him, man.
I love my own people. No, you don't.
Hey, Devar, bring him back over here, man. Hey,
Hey, brother. Hey, brother. Over here, brother.
Answer this though. Answer this though.
Now you just
See, he's skipping. Can we get Hebrews 12? Hebrews 4 and 12.
I'm trying to put the camera in.
Yeah, I know.
we not with everybody. We love our people.
Why you don't like the word of God though?
Yeah.
We bring out the scripture. You ain't bringing out
You over here arguing with us when you should be listening to the word.
You just lied.
This is Hebrews 4 and 12.
You just lied.
You said you ain't read the whole, you ain't ate the whole
No, I
roll.
haven't. You haven't
So why
either.
can't you deal with
Yes,
Genesis
we
the
have.
49th chapter, man?
Brother, you ain't read the whole
yes,
word
yes, we have.
Why
Yes,
can't
we
you
have.
deal with Genesis the 49th chapter concerning Issachar in the last days?
because they're not Israel.
All right, let me ask you this. What's the mark of the beast?
They claim that it's the
He
the
glitches.
point.
He glitches.
So what? You think you know everything?
Wait, he says what? The mark of the beast is what?
I'm still open to it. To what it is.
All right, well, let's edify you. Let's edify you.
No.
The mark of the beast,
I don't
look.
want you to edify me.
Look, the
Wait,
mark of the
Matthew,
beast,
why you up here
the mark of the beast is the RFID.
Because I want to edify you.
Well, you ain't here to edify.
Where your
us,
camp
man.
at?
This the fact. Can you get these
I'm with
guys
God's
to
word.
Okay.
And God's word says,
Why ways we can go?
Who your elder? Who you learn from?
okay, I'm gonna tell you this. When I first started, when I
what
first
you call
came
it?
out the
Circle
church,
Latricia.
here we go. When
Yeah, go
I
ahead.
first came out of the church,
That's right.
this is what the Father told me. The Father
What's his name?
told me.
What's his name?
The Father told me.
What's his name?
We're gonna know his name when we get to the
No,
kingdom.
we know the name right now.
Okay, what is that?
His name is Yahweh.
So
And it's through
you
his
call
son
his
Yahweh
name
Shai. Yahweh Bashim Yahshai, that's the
You
name of the
call
Most
it
High
that.
and the son.
And so that's
No,
gonna
no,
change
that-
something.
That's what he told Moses to call him.
Yeah. Let's get the name
So that's
properly.
gonna change something.
Let's get the name properly.
That's gonna change his name. That's gonna change it. And I'll tell you what.
Yeah, what's up?
Listen.
Let's get that properly.
You.
Chapter 9, 3 and 9.
You got tattoos on. You
got
talking
tattoos.
about
I
my head.
repented. I
Hold it.
repented. I
Hold it.
repented.
You got tattoos.
I repented from the tattoo.
You got the tattoo.
I repented though.
You
I
got the
repented
tattoos.
though.
How
I
about you? You
repented
got
though.
the tattoos on too?
I don't got that.
How about you?
You judging according to the
I
flesh, man.
ask you a
Judging according to the
question.
flesh,
I
man.
ask you a
The Most High
question.
don't judge according to the
I
flesh,
ask you a
man.
question.
It don't matter if I
He
do or if I
don't.
don't. The
He
Most High don't
don't.
judge according to
He
the flesh,
don't.
man.
He don't.
All right,
You
let's
ain't
get
read the
these
Bible.
prophecies real quick.
I ask you a
Go
question.
ahead, brother.
This is Zephaniah
Do
3 and
you
9.
have tattoos
But
on?
then when I turn
Yes,
to
you
the
do.
people
No, you don't.
and pure
That's not
language,
even concern what's on my body,
See,
man.
there
that
you go.
didn't make
Okay,
all
what's on my
man.
body
That's
is
none of my
none of
concern.
your
No,
concern.
you were prophesying with your head covered. So
So
that's the most
you
concern,
prophesizing
man. And I told
with
you, you took
tattoos
your head
on.
off, man.
Yeah, I'm not
With
gonna,
tattoos
I
on.
can't take them off,
How
brother.
about tattoos?
I don't got money to
You can take them
give me
off.
some money to take them off.
You can
Give me
take
some
them
money
off.
to take them off.
How about you? You got them too.
Don't worry about it. Don't
See,
worry about my
now you
affairs,
angry.
man.
Why you so angry?
I'm not angry.
Why you
You
so
angry,
angry?
man.
It say be
Why you
angry
so
and
angry?
sin not.
And sin not.
You
Now,
need to go
and
home and
sin
eat the
not.
roll.
Why you so
You
angry?
gotta go back home and eat some more of that roll. man.
Zephaniah 3 and 9.
So I'm angry.
But then will I turn to the people and pure language,
Which is the Lashon Kodash, all right? The holy tongue. Go ahead.
Listen,
that
you
they
know
may
how
all
to
call
speak
upon the
Hebrew.
name of the Lord,
You
to
know how
serve
to
him
speak
with
Hebrew.
one
You
consent.
cannot
Right, to
change.
serve
We're not
him with
perfect
one
in Hebrew,
consent,
but
man.
we can call on the names of the Lord in Hebrew and say
Yes,
certain prayers.
You know how to speak Hebrew, but you can't change it. You can't change the God.
Well, we just gonna continue to get the scripts, man.
All right, yeah.
Ecclesiastes 5th chapter.
This Ecclesiastes
Look
5
right
and
We
1.
really don't gotta deal with you, man.
keep
We can
thy
go
foot-
on with the program,
You don't-
man.
you can't
Go ahead,
deal
brother.
Keep thy
No,
foot
we dealing with you.
when
We
thou
don't have
goest
deal
to the
with
house of the Most High, and be more ready to hear than to
See,
give the
see,
sacrifice
he
of
coming out-
fools,
Mix.
for they consider
He comes
not
up to
that
us
they
trying to
do
teach
evil.
us,
Issachar.
but he don't teach.
No.
You don't teach. Where your street ministry at, man?
We're
Where's your
supposed-
work at, man?
Let us-
Let me get Matthews 22,
let us-
man.
let us-
the Lord
Matthew
said
chapter
go on the
22.
highways and byways, man, and
Let
teach,
us-
right? So why aren't
and
you on the
let us-
highways and byways
and
teaching?
let us-
Since you know so much,
I
right?
don't know so
We're
much.
gonna get the scriptures.
I'm looking.
You
He
just
said,
said you trying to teach
let
us,
us
man.
reason together.
Said, no, ain't no reasoning, man.
Oh,
The
yeah.
scripture said
You
how-
both in the word.
How can
You both in the word.
Two walk together lest they be agreed, man. Go ahead, brother.
You both in the word. You
Amos
mad
3
about
and
it.
3. Can two walk
want-
together?
you wanna jump in
And
except-
we don't agree, man.
You
I
jump in
believe
bed.
that the tribe of Issachar and the so-called
wanna
Mexicans, you
jump in
don't,
bed.
so you can keep it walking, man.
Yeah,
And you ain't teaching
you wanna
anyway.
Jump,
Go
you
ahead,
you want to
brother.
jump in bed with the Hispanic.
You damn right I do. And guess what? When
And
we get into the
hope-
kingdom,
I
I'm
hope-
gonna jump in bed with
I
a
hope
lot of them,
when,
man.
when they come and you jump in
That,
bed with them,
that
I hope
envy
you
of
just
Ephraim
jump
that you
right
got,
on out.
brother, that's gonna be done away with in the kingdom, bro. When you come back in the kingdom, you're gonna be alright, bro.
And you don't know that you under
I disagree.
Oh.
a curse. That's the curse.
And you want a Mexican. You want to live with a
You should
Mexican.
go set up shop. Hey, you should
Nah,
go
man.
set up shop across the
We
street
got
and
the
teach, man.
best. We got the best.
This Matthew
We got
22 and 10. So those servants went out into the highways and gathered together as many as they
We got
found,
the
both
best.
bad and
We don't
good.
need
And
no
the
other
wedding was furnished with
And this is
guests.
bad fruit
And it's
right here.
always you dark
Read
complected
that
brother
again, brother.
that want to jump and build with the best.
You learned that
It's
folk,
always
man.
a
You
joke.
learned that folk.
You always
man.
talking
just
about
talking
us.
about.
He's a secret
But
disciple
you're the
of
one,
Foki.
Yeah,
you
you
dark
a secret
complected
disciple, man.
Always want to
Folk, you come get your fruit, man.
OG, riled up.
Go ahead, brother. Get that again.
That's
All
a
right,
whole- that's a
this is
whole.
Matthew 22 and 10. So those servants went out into the highways.
So like, and we're the servants, man. And we're out on the highways. And go ahead.
It says, and gathered together as many as they found, both bad and good.
And bad and good because this guy clearly knows he's an Israelite. All right? But this is bad fruit right here, man. Go ahead.
And the wedding was furnished with guests.
Yeah, and the wedding was furnished with guests, which is what's happening right now. Go ahead, brother.
All right. Continuing on. It says, and when the king came in to see the guests, he
And
saw
the king is
there.
talking about Yahweh Shai.
Right. And he saw there a man which had not on a wedding garment.
Which is
This guy,
right here,
the
man.
OG.
He didn't put on that beautiful garment. He didn't put that beautiful garment on, man. And he wearing t-shirt fringes without the ribbon of blue. He wearing t-shirt fringes, period, man.
Throwing curses on this brother.
Oh, no. I don't
curse
curse.
yourself, don't curse on
I put it like this. It's always you dark complected brother that jump in bed with the Mexican.
Complexion, man.
Wait a minute. Flexing with that too. Hey, y'all be getting some live with them.
Hey, go relearn from who you learn from, man.
Yeah, call Fopi up.
Try to learn how to be taught. Don't
I'm
try
not
to teach,
with-
man.
I'm not
Because you're going to be
with
out here leading people astray,
not
man.
with,
Don't set up a
listen,
corner if it's that way, man. You know? That's why you're in the position that you in, man.
And he spoke evil of Ariad. He spoke evil. He spoke evil of the truth. All right. And he's saying that he didn't have the whole road. So we got a lot to talk about.
Man, he had some Willie Lynch in it right there. He came out with that Willie Lynch at the end.
Isaiah 52 and verse 1. It says, awake, put on thy strength, O Zion, put on that beautiful garments, O Jerusalem.
Yep, and that's the point through the Spirit, because the brother read in Matthew 22:10. You know, there was some that didn't have that wedding garment on, man. All right? But the Lord told us to awake and put on our beautiful garments. This man clearly woke up that don't have that garment on.
Man, he would have got
He's
put
not
out.
prepared. And you see through the Spirit, we was talking about, earlier we was talking about how for non-Phobi, you know, they don't believe in what? The
12 tribes.
The northern tribes, right. The northern tribes, you know, being the
that's
Latins,
the
man.
spirit, bro.
So
That's
he
the
just
spirit,
woke up,
bro.
you know, and it was the Lord, man.
Yeah, that was the spirit right there, bro.
You know?
Because we was talking about how his car was edifying them off camera. Yeah, so the Most High sent that nigga over here.
You know? He just condemned himself, man.
Right.
He just condemned
Signs,
himself,
yup.
man. You know?
Yeah.
And we ain't gotta go into a 2-hour breakdown to prove that Issachar is Issachar, man. It's either you can get it or you can't, man.
Right.
Because the scriptures say,
Right.
can a brother give me Romans 3? What if some do not believe? Okay, well, you keep going on that.
Okay, this is Matthew 22, verse, I'm gonna hit 11 again. It says, and when the king came to see the guests, he saw there a man which had not on a wedding garment.
This guy that just walked up right now,
Yep. Butt naked.
you know, knowing is only half the battle, man.
Hey,
No.
his name is the Butt Naked OG.
Mr. Clean.
But he had his fringes though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he made him.
Yeah, he cut him out and put
Yeah.
down his shirt. His shirt was longer than that.
It says, verse 12, and when he said unto him, friend, how comest thou in hither, not having a wedding garment? And he was speechless.
And in that day,
And yeah, we was questioning him about certain things, man.
Yep.
He didn't have no answers when the Spirit of the Lord was questioning him.
That's right. Butt naked.
Yeah, butt naked OG.
Butt naked OG.
Yeah, you got it.
Shane got seen, man.
Zephaniah 1:8. It says, and it shall come to pass in the day of the Lord's sacrifice, that I will punish the princes and the king's children, and all such as clothed with strange apparel.
Yeah, that was some strange apparel, man,
Man.
because it didn't make with the scripts.
Yep.
You know, he had this hatred, and we asked him questions. Do you believe in the New Testament? He tapped in. We asked about the mark of the beast. He said, I'm open to it. I'm open to it. Then we tried to edify him. He said, I'm not getting edified by y'all. I'm coming to edify y'all. So he was proud. Yeah.
Look, and look, I'm coming to edify y'all.
Yeah.
And every time you try to bring out a scripture, he raised his voice. So when I was sitting there, I said, you don't like the word of the Most High, huh? He said, you just lied on me. You just lied on me.
And what was the side conversation shit he was
He
going
kept
over here?
coming over there to attack me and the brother.
He tried to attack them.
He was accusing us of messing with Mexican women.
But see, that's what spirits do. Can we get Hebrews 4:12 again, Brother John? That's what specific spirits do, man. When they can't handle the word, the power of the word of the Lord, man. He tried to tap that.
They
When we brought out
dance.
Genesis the 49th chapter, he ran over there, man. Basically. And we not boasting. We not, we this and nah, man. But hey, we're defenders of the gospel, man. And that's it. And we're not gonna have nobody come up here through the spirit and no, we're gonna edify through the spirit and counteract what he coming with. Because that's the antichrist spirit, man.
Yeah, when you go to the scriptures, they run from that or they change the subject or whatever. They don't like the scriptures coming out.
And he said Ariah, which we corrected, we said High Priest Ariah.
High Priest
He
Ariah.
said Ariah, he made it up.
Right.
You know?
And look, you all the way in LA. How you even know about that? And you're a fool like that.
He a vagabond Jew.
You old bottle
He
ass
probably-
nigga.
Probably came from way over there. He probably was from New York.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He was a New York nigga. He was a New York nigga.
He got cast out, man. Talking about high priest Ariah. He got cast out.
Probably pulling out that
yeah.
shit. Them Puerto Ricans, they ain't on the church.
Yeah.
Don't tell him, boss probably know him.
Yup.
I was probably rebuke. That's how I ended up over here. Yeah.
Hebrews 4:12. The word of Yahweh is quick and powerful and sharper than any two-edged sword.
That's why he couldn't stand up. Because look, when people come up to us, we don't do the bickering back and forth. He say, she say. We go straight to the scriptures, man. Because it's the word of the Lord that cuts. And you could clearly see through the spirit when we was bringing out the edification on Issachar, all right, which that's the spirit that the brother been giving the homework that we been going into the tribes, all right? Hey, man, it was easy. But when you ask these
Easy
people,
work.
see, all you got to do is do reverse psychology on these people. Ask him, okay, so how was this Issachar? I know, how is the Mexicans not Issachar? What does this mean?
Break
You
this
can't
down.
answer it. Well, I don't know the whole thing. You should shut the hell up, man.
He was butt naked.
He was butt naked,
Yeah.
bro.
When you butt naked, you ain't got nothing to say when
Telling
the
you.
spirit come out, man, because he ain't got the righteous clothing on.
Right.
All kind of stuff happening.
And the spirit's
The word of
jumping
Yahweh
around.
is quick and powerful
So-
and sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing even to the dividing asunder of soul and spirit.
And he was, it's like, he was hurt. He was cut because he said he was going to teach us. But the spirit, he got taught and cut, man.
Yup.
That's why he was doing all that yelling. So you people come up here, you get cut, man. You start rah-rahing, man.
Yup.
Then sooner or later, the Lord had your ass walk on, man.
Yup.
Because you're not dealing with the prophets of the Lord, man.
Yup.
We ain't new to this, we true to this, man.
And once they see they can't handle the scriptures, they start attacking characters.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
Exactly.
You
Attack your
got
character.
tattoos. It don't matter what's on my body, man.
You know what I'm saying? You're wearing Nikes and shit.
And the scriptures say the saints shall judge the world, man. But he themselves are not judging no man. And that's a regular man right there, man.
Yup.
And the scriptures say, approach not a man that turn away from sin.
Right. Oh, right. Yeah.
That's what he did.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And we tried to honestly deal with them, you know, because we do respect. But if you coming up against the word, then, you know, we're no respecter of persons when it comes to this. You know,
Everyone from the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead.
butt naked in the congregation.
But naked.
Dude is shameless, man. I mean, shameful, man. We see this nakedness, man.
Man.
Oh,
You know?
Yup.
yeah.
It's the spirit right there.
And it's like, and then he took the hat, he took it off. Why do he keep have it on the whole time? Because he's shameful. He know in his spirit, he know he ain't supposed to be balding his head, man.
Yup. Yeah,
You know?
because look, having them fringes and being able to talk about High Priest Ariel, he knew something. He had heard this before. See what I'm saying? He had heard all this before. He disagreed with what he disagreed with. But you can tell he sat in rooms probably or been in front of camps before and heard some shit. So he know all the rules.
But then he makes the proud statement of, I haven't ate the whole road. You know? And then he said that, what'd he say? We gonna always be learning even in the kingdom. I think he said something like that.
Man, but the law's supposed to be in your... Man, look.
I got a piece of
But that's why I asked him, you know, do you believe in the New Testament? But he started dancing. So he probably don't even believe in the second covenant.
Isaiah 2 and 1 could like said we're gonna be teaching the people. That's all. It says Isaiah 2, 1 through 3. The word that Isaiah the son of Amos saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem. It shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of the Lord's house shall be established in the top of the mountains. It shall be exalted above the hills, and the mountains represent the governments, higher governments of the heathen nations, and the hills represent the lower governments of the heathen nations. It says, and all nations shall flow into it. All nations will flow. It's going to flow into the nation of Israel and the kingdom because the laws and commandments are going to be the standard in the kingdom of heaven. So the heathens are going to be forced to keep the laws and commandments by the Israelites. It says, and many people shall go and say, come ye, and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, the house of God of Jacob. And he will teach us his ways, and we will walk in his path. For out of Zion shall go forth the law, and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem. So Jerusalem's gonna be the
Like the new Washington, D.C.
the
capital.
headquarters
Oh, the headquarters.
of the earth, and then all nations gonna flow to Israel. You know?
They're gonna be our gates gonna be open and continually
Day or night,
so that
yep.
the Gentiles can bring in the forces of the Gentiles.
The only time it's going to be closed on the Sabbath. It says, verse 4, and he shall judge among the nations and shall rebuke many people. He's talking about the Israelites. And they shall beat their swords into plowshares because now the heathen nation, they got nuclear warfare, nuclear capability.
Yeah,
So,
yep.
you know, ICBM missiles, the tanks, the artillery tanks, the fighter jets, you know?
Yeah.
It says, and they shall beat their swords into plowshares, and plowshare is a farming tool.
Yeah.
You know, so it's gonna go from these heathens having warfare to being servants.
To gather in agriculture.
Yeah. Right. It says, and their spears into pruning hooks. You know, the spear, modern spear, you know, will be the missiles.
Yeah.
You know, so the pruning hook is like, you know, once you get a farming,
Yeah, farming tool.
you know, reap the
Cultivate the land.
cultivate the land. Right. You know, it says, nation shall not lift up sword in war. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation. So it's not gonna be no more war anymore. There's gonna be peace.
That's one of the things that we use to prove that the small hats aren't the real people, because once we go back to our land, it won't be no war. You know?
And for the small hats, the day they moved into the land,
Yeah.
the 6-day war
They
started.
constantly warn against the neighboring, nations over there.
Neighboring land, yup.
You know?
Oh wait, Israel?
Yeah.
Palestinian.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It says, neither shall they learn war anymore. It's gonna be eternal peace in the kingdom of heaven.
It's gonna be our rest.
Yep. Like King Solomon, he ruled for 40 years of peace. That was a prelude of what's gonna happen in the kingdom of heaven. You know? And Yahweh Shai was Solomon in his past life. So that's gonna happen.
Yeah, because ain't gonna be no, brothers, ring, in the kingdom, brothers, sound the alarm. We got troops coming toward
You know
us.
what I'm saying?
Ain't
gonna be none of that.
If we get 2 over 6,
Yeah.
7,
Yeah, I want to say it.
And we can deal with any type of woman we want.
Exactly.
You know?
What's wrong with that? He had to bring that back out.
Yeah.
man.
King
What's wrong
Solomon
with
dealt
him?
with,
We
Yeah.
men.
Yeah.
If we gonna let something emotional like the color skin get in the way of that,
And we can make wives. The women of our nation was our wives,
Yep.
but these other nations, they were our concubines or side women. We didn't marry them.
See, he fibbing anyway, because if you see a nice shaped Issachar woman, with a nice body, and she hey, he gonna jump for it, man.
yeah.
He
He
ain't
man.
turning. Look,
Yeah, he
you
ain't
ain't
turning
turning
that
down.
down, man. Knock it off, man.
Yeah.
We speak as men,
right.
You know?
You gonna look at it. But you have to look at that's inspiring. Nah, you gonna look at that shit. No matter what, how
All right.
Oh yeah, the prophet Micah said the same thing too. We read Isaiah 2.
Yeah.
He said the same thing in Micah.
Oh, it's 2
Micah
minutes.
4.
Good. This is 2nd Esdras chapter 6, verse 7. Then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times, or when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followed?
Because the beginning, man, look, when we get into the kingdom, that's the beginning of peace throughout the whole earth, man. In the beginning, it's talking about Jacob. The end of the world, meaning the rulership that's in right now, is Esau.
Yeah, but that's another thing. He said the Mexicans and Edomites are Japhet, but Japhet has no role in end time prophecy.
Yeah.
You know,
You know what I'm saying?
you don't think so. But wouldn't the prophecies forewarn us of how wicked these Japhites will be?
You know what I'm saying?
You know,
And Issachar didn't descend from Japheth.
right?
Descended from Jacob. But Jacob descended from Shem.
Yeah.
Two different lines.
Yeah, exactly.
Edomites, basically. It's like we're Hebrew Israelites, they're Hebrew Edomites, man. Ain't no Japheth. You already hear about Japheth, really,
He's an old bottle. He listened to Fopi.
Yeah.
He probably, prior to him coming into the truth, he probably was into like Egyptology, black
Ankh. He had
shit,
the Ankh and shit.
nigga culture. So you can't mix them different wines, man. All right, brother. Verse 7, this answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times, or when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followed? And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the hill of Esau.
Which was symbolic, meaning that Jacob is going to take Esau down at the time. When you read Obadiah, it says that house of Judah, should be a flame, house of Joseph, fire.
Yeah. Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follows.
Yeah, because Jacob represents the 12 tribes of Israel, the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. All right, Esau is the so-called white man, of course. So we're the beginning, all right, of righteousness being reestablished on the planet Earth, man. All right, but Esau is the end of the world, meaning his rulership is going to soon come to an end. Can a brother get Job, Job 20, the triumph of the wicked short? You know, this Esau's fault too. While people are indoctrinated in all these goddamn philosophies, man.
Yeah.
You know.
And really, it's the Lord didn't want him. The Lord, Isaiah 6, sent the angels down and blind his ass.
Rejected. He was rejected.
And every time Jake's Apostle Paul was dealing with it, it's contentious and want to get up in your face. You know? Apostle Paul was dealing with Jews like that. The Jews like that.
And the sure sign that you don't know the scriptures is when you come to the house of the Lord, you don't keep thy foot.
That's right.
And then you further that wickedness by saying, I haven't read. I haven't
bragging about it.
I haven't ate the whole road. You know?
They were bragging about this shit.
And how are you trying to defend? That's just like you playing basketball. How are you trying to play basketball against somebody and you don't know the fundamental
You know what I'm saying?
things in basketball, you know?
It's still double dribbling.
You double dribbling, you holding the ball, you shooting on the wrong side.
You walking and shit.
Yeah. Stepping out of bounds. You gotta learn it first before you play.
You don't even know the game.
This is
You know
Job
the game.
25. That the triumph of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment.
Yeah, the triumphant of the wicked. Triumphant of the wicked is short, man. You know, through the spirit. You know. Okay, but and the main wicked are the higher elites of this society are these people, man. And their triumphant is something, meaning their kingdom is about to go down, man. Speedily. Like we opened up with, it is nigh at the door, man. And they know it. Okay? They know that their time is limited, man. That's why things are happening the way that they're happening. That's why more people out here. It's more, look, man, you drive throughout the week. I don't know if brothers been noticing it. More people are driving crazy. You know, there's more spirits on people. You know?
Businesses closed down.
Yep.
Businesses closing down, man. It's harder to find jobs. That's because this whole thing is about to shut down, man. Can a brother get Ecclesiastes 12?
Luke 10 and 18. And he said to them, I beheld Satan as lightning fall from heaven.
I beheld Satan as lightning fall from heaven. And the Satan that is talking about, because the word Satan just means adversary, right? You get the Christian church and the Catholic church, Satan, people go nuts. Oh my gosh, you know?
You know.
Satan just means adversary. The person that came up here was an adversary.
Straight
man.
up adversary.
Here of your father is the devil, all right? Okay? Hey, even the Lord called Peter Satan, man. Which just means clearly adversary. That's it.
You against it.
Yeah, that's it, man.
You're against this truth.
But the main adversary that is talking about in Luke that fell as lightning from heaven is talking about the so-called white man, all right, and his rulership. Because there's going to come a point in time to where these devils, the reason why they got a space force is because they're going to come against the Heavenly Father and the Heavenly Father, His Son, and the angels, man. Can we get that Revelations 12 and 7?
Okay.
This is Isaiah 14 and verse 12. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer?
And Lucifer just means light bearer. See, we got to go into these words because when you're a light bearer or something, like we will like, how can I say it? The Illuminati. It just means somebody that holds the light, man. Illuminate, man. That's it. And that Lucifer that is talking about these wicked elites, which they hold the light of wickedness in this society. That's why you have those secret societies like that. All right? Because in order to tell a lie, you have to know what? The truth, man.
And when you look at the elites, you know, they got all the records. They know who the Israelites are. They know they the Edomites. They know the certain prophecies. You know, they didn't build this infrastructure and, you know, have these different laws, decrees. You know, they got the information on the banks. They run the banks. They're the illuminated ones. You know. So they are classified as Luciferian.
Yep.
You know,
Light bearers.
and in the kingdom, we gonna be in that position. We gonna be in a position with all the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. We're gonna be Luciferians on the right hand side. You know, people hear that word Lucifer, and they're acquainted with a man with all red on and shit. You know?
Because of the programming.
Yeah, but they don't go into the word and see what it actually means.
Like Apostle Paul always say, the average person is ignorant to the fact of words.
Yes.
The meaning of words.
And that's why they lean unto their own understanding.
Right.
They don't have the wisdom of the words. They say the words that I speak to you, you know, they are spirit. You don't get the spirit of this truth.
Right. And people also don't know what that term, that word ignorant means. People, when people hear ignorant, they just think like, oh, he wicked, he grimy. Nah, it just means nothing else.
You just don't know. You just don't know something. You could be ignorant about a specific genre of music. Like I don't know nothing about that. You know,
So you can have a PhD, be totally ignorant in the kitchen
in the streets.
or in the streets even, yo.
Continuing on, Isaiah 14:12, how art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer,
Talking about the so-called white man.
son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations?
It is weak as a nation because they're coming to a point in time these nations are going to turn against America. Right? Tell you that in Obadiah, right? The national, NATO.
Yeah.
And they weaken them through their wine mostly.
Yeah.
North Atlantic.
North Atlantic.
And then when you look at history, Esau have weakened the nations with Western culture.
Yeah.
You got women over there in Saudi Arabia and different areas. They snatching off them damn.
Burgers, they snatching up that
They
good.
snatching off that, hopping
The
in cars,
hijabs and
driving.
shit, the
They
burgers.
want to go to college and get all this education.
They
and
wanna get on the
be
pole,
single.
dude.
So that's that Western culture or
Yeah.
Esau's philosophy getting over there and destroying these different nations, and then this American currency.
Ooh.
You know all these nations, in order to buy gas or oil.
They gotta use the
They
dollar.
gotta convert their currency into the dollar and then buy it.
Yep.
So in a sense, they're forced to deal with America, and then these nations are seeing how much debt, like you was talking about,
Yeah,
how much
interest.
debt and interest that
Automatic
this
interest.
American dollar has, and they like, shit, we're gonna use our own currency, yuan, these different other currencies, so they can try to avoid America, the ruble.
The rupee, yeah.
So what that's doing is that's crumbling this society. That's why everything costs so much. That's why the cost of living is ridiculous. That's why, to buy a car it costs so much. Gas is crazy because the dollar the purchasing power of the dollar is being weakened, devalued,
It
right?
has some sort of type of value when it was backed by gold.
Yeah.
But they did away with that.
Yeah, because they covered after gold. They wanted the gold for their own possession.
Right.
And then they just made the American dollar a currency, something that's just moving, that's acceptable right now.
Yep.
It's just current.
Which is fiat.
You know?
And that's why when you look right now, the price of gold and silver is going up.
Yeah.
Because sooner or later, it's going to go back to the bartering system, man.
Yep.
It's going to go back to gold, because gold is real money.
Yep.
Okay, gold and silver is real money. Just like in the ancient world, you had gold shekels, you had silver shekels, and also too, you had things that you could trade with somebody. Like if this brother had I'll give you my 5 lambs if you give me this. There was a bartering system.
Ox,
man.
yeah.
It's gonna go back to that, especially when we get into the kingdom, but like they show you on the book of Eli, when he went into that
That
town,
bar, yeah, to the saloon, yup.
he gave him those gloves. It's gonna go
Alcohol
back-
pads,
Yeah.
alcohol little wipes and shit. That was currency.
That was currency,
That
man.
was like gold. Cause it was rare.
Yeah, yep.
You ain't find nobody with that.
He had a cassette tape or something,
Yeah,
some
yeah.
blues or some
iPod.
shit.
He had an iPod.
Yeah, that's what it was.
And electricity was scarce too, because he couldn't plug his iPod in the wall to charge it.
Yeah.
So America's coming into a time to where, look, hey, you women out there, your pants gonna be a necessity.
Man.
Deodorant.
It lights out for women. See,
Yeah.
women can only thrive when everything is up and working and
Yep.
functioning. The time that we entering into, when this shit go belly up, women and children is finna be ass out.
It's gonna be currency.
Because women use children to inflict all kind of harm on men, oppress men. Women got this society that's built up, that got the internet, they got attention, they got likes, the DMs, They got the court system on it that's gonna help them. They got the police system that's gonna help them.
Yeah.
But when all hell break loose, women ain't gonna have that hedge of protection. That's why anti-prophecy speaks about groups of women going to one man saying that, take us.
Then the women to take all the money.
Because a lot of these women that you see, that's top-notch women, they're gonna be begging on their knees.
Man.
Because the Lord is finna elevate the men of the Lord, man. The men of the Lord is finna be on the highest level out here, man.
Pure gold.
Pure gold. Can we let's get that real quick. Isaiah 13:12.
This is Isaiah chapter 13, verse 12. I will make a man more precious than fine gold.
We finna be gold out here. These women right now, they looked at as gold, well sought after. She got ass, body, hair.
She got OnlyFans.
She got OnlyFans. I'll look good with her in my passenger seat. Women is looked at as gold in this wicked, evil, perverse society.
Bracelet. Shit.
But the Lord said, man is gonna be as fine gold. That's talking about men of the Lord, man. Because the Lord is gonna be dealing with us. He's gonna be making a way for us while everybody asked out, no food, no water, no nothing, no electricity, no nothing. You ain't gonna be able to play your game, boy. None of that, man. The Lord is gonna be making a way and we gonna have it. We read about our forefathers. When Jacob came into Egypt, where his son Joseph was, he was set up because it was famine for 7 years. It was 7 years plenteous, and it was 7 years famine. Jacob and his boys, they were good. Abraham, he was good due to various famines. Elijah was good during the famine. And other accounts. So the Lord is going to be lifting up a standard for men of the Lord soon, man. And like I said, we're going to be gold out here, man. It's going to be a change of dynamic. It's going to be a change of power out here.
It's going to be divine interventions that come to where, Elijah got fed by a raven.
Yeah.
Things like that is going to be happening. People are going to be asking. The Lord can send a bird to send a brother, some bread, or teleport a brother that has something. Oh man, look, an angel about to teleport you to give, this brother some bread, or something like that. That's the type of stuff that's going to be happening out here.
When you read in Acts, I want to say the 9th chapter, Philip, when he was edifying that Ethiopian eunuch, which he was an Israelite, he just had a high position amongst them Ethiopians, like Joseph did with the Egyptians. After he edified him, he was teleported to a whole nother area, man. It said that he was teaching him in the water, baptized him in the water, and was talking to him, and then he looked up, and then it say Philip was on the whole other side of the town somewhere.
That's great. You brought that up. That happened to happen too.
Oh yeah.
So the Lord do things multiple times to solidify that He can do it all the time.
And see, it takes faith to believe that, man. Because what Esau have done with his media and movies, he gets inspiration from the scripts. These different mighty stories of men, and he goes and makes superheroes. He makes superheroes out of that. When
Avengers and Justice Leagues and shit.
When you read the book of Judges, those were heroes that the Lord was setting up to have power to deliver the children of Israel out of the hand of their enemies. Like Samson was one of them. And then what's another one, bro? Give me Othniel. These wasn't men that just a regular men. These was men like that had the spirit on them, that had power, just like you watching the movies. You hear about Superman coming to deliver. It's a big threat. Here comes Superman. He doing stuff. He saved everybody in that town. Well, that's what was happening during the time of Judges. Gideon.
Hero good. He was probably like a strong dude, and he was chopping Vanessa. So he probably was hacking down all the Ishmaelites, man.
And that's how we gonna be, Lord willing, we those men, and we endure to the end. We gonna have incredible power out here. We gonna be Samson. We gonna be like our Lord Yahweh Shai, able to manipulate the elements and increase food. Increase food, do all kind of stuff, man. Walk through doors. Cameron. That's what Yahweh Shai was doing. He was walking through doors. He was doing all kind of phenomena. Turning water into wine. Raising the dead, doing all that.
Look, we tore down the walls of Jericho by marching. blowing horns.
This is Isaiah 41, Isaiah 40, in verse 29. He giveth power to the faint, and to them that have no might, he increased their strength.
And that's spiritual power right there. The Lord is going to increase our strength. So don't worry about if you ain't hopped the fence or you can't run. As soon as you run, you start slowing down. Don't worry about all that, because the Lord is going to give us a mighty, incredible spirit, man. The scriptures speak about we going to, get busy on Esau.
Yeah, like King David in the
Ezekiel 25
King David in the 37 mighty man.
Yeah.
No one was fucking with him, man.
Oh man. Yeah.
One man, Israelite, he slew like 8 Egyptians and all that.
800. Yep.
It says, verse 30, even the youth shall faint and be weary, and the young man shall utterly fall.
Yeah, you even see kids now. They run around the house, jumping over shit, and then they eventually get tired, wore out, lay down, go to sleep. Right?
Verse 31, but they that wait upon the Lord
Which would be the elect. The elect is the only ones that's waiting on the Lord. Go ahead.
shall renew their strength.
We're going to renew the strength, man. We're going to be like the men of old. Like even our grandfathers and our fathers down the line, 3-4 generations, they were way stronger than men today. Way stronger than men today.
Yep. Their retirement age was like what, 70 something
Yeah.
like that? They were still working.
Them jakes that was during the time of slavery, the Israelites. When Esau make the movies and they show them jakes and they big, tall, strong
Bucks,
as
yeah.
hell, they was mighty.
Mighty
But
men.
according to the curses, the Lord said that it would be no strength in your hand.
Yeah.
So it was a spiritual force field on us. We were strong, we had the numbers, but it was a curse on us to where we couldn't go against the so-called white man. But it was certain points in history where Jake was going against the slave plantations, like what's his name? Nat Turner.
Yeah.
And it was many Nat Turners. It wasn't just one.
Yeah.
It was many slave revolts. That's why these Edomites, these slave owners, they have to, we gotta free these motherfuckers, man.
Yep, even amongst the Haitians.
Yeah.
Haitian Revolution.
Yep.
I forgot his name. I think his name was Toussaint something.
Yeah.
Toussaint
L'Ouverture.
L'Ouverture. Yeah.
Yeah, he was the one that led them.
Yeah.
They was wicked because they were doing like, voodoo and stuff.
Yeah.
But this is bring out the point that they was not slave laws.
Yeah. Even during the time of the 80s, you had a lot of music that was promoting, Jake getting in order. It was like Malcolm X shit like that.
Yeah.
It was like an awakening to
Consciousness.
conscious
was
music
conscious.
and stuff. Like
Yeah.
what was it? EPMD,
Yeah, Public Enemy.
Public Enemy.
Yeah.
And then the 90s came, and then what they pushed? Ice Cube. They
Yeah.
pushed that gangster rap
Gangsta
shit
rap.
because
NWA.
they had to suppress
The rise
Jakes
of consciousness.
from rising up. So the rulers of this world, they don't want you on no level of consciousness at all. At all.
That's why you got mumble rap.
Yeah. And look at it today. It's drill rap.
Yeah.
The music for women is all about twerking,
Whoredom.
shaking their ass,
Yep,
finessing
whoredom.
men,
Yeah.
selling themselves, so on and so forth. It's just a music of destruction.
Yep.
What's old boy? I got the power. That was a powerful ass song.
Oh yeah.
I got the power.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you really understand, the lyrics,
Uh-huh.
and the volume and the vibration of that song, man,
Yeah.
to the spirit, that was a powerful song.
getting
It would
kinda
get you
hectic.
amped. Yeah, it was getting kind of hectic. But like the brother said, in that era when they were out, it was getting hectic for who? The Edomites, man. And Jake was, the Lord was rounding Jake up, kind of.
Yep. Jake was getting record deals left and right and shit like that.
Yeah,
Yep.
they don't want your biggest threat, because these Edomites, they don't care about niggas in the hood that got weapons, secret weapons and shit on them.
Yeah.
Esau can send the military over there and lay all them
All
niggas down.
They could drone strike the spots.
Esau can't come against us. Number one, it's a hedge of protection.
Yeah.
The only time I've seen police look at me and look the other way is at camp.
Yep.
This is the only time, and it's multiple accounts. it's just a different countenance. It's a spiritual thing. It's a different countenance on police officers when they see us out there. They look at us and turn away, or they. This is the only. So what does that tell you? This is a hedge of protection.
Yep.
This is a hedge of protection right here. But when you just on the other side of the street, just chilling, waiting on the bus, them motherfuckers will be.
You said that because the scriptures say that they no terror to good works.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So they're not going to oppress an Israelite that's standing up for truth. You
Yeah.
know, that's not, harming people and stuff.
Yep.
You know?
And that's the most I set it up like that. He says, what he said, hurt not my anointed.
Yeah.
So yeah, he set that up.
This is Psalm chapter 18, verse 28. For thou wilt light my candle, the Lord my power will enlighten my darkness.
Give us the truth. Lord opening us up to the truth, having the spirit, man.
When you look at a candle, remember the scriptures say, you are the light of the world. Back then, there wasn't no light switch. You turn the light on,
Yeah,
you
right.
would, take some fire, and then you'll have a lantern or something like that.
Yep.
And where's the flame at? It's at the top, man. So when King David said he will enlighten my candle, hey, it's talking about, like the brother said, it's talking about the spirit, man, of his mind.
And that's where your spirit is. Your spirit is in your head. It's in your as they say, the pineal gland. It's in your spirit. Your spirit is in your mind. It's not some shit in your heart. It's like you said, the Lord will light my candle. He gon' that's why we anointed ourselves. We poured the oil on the head because that's where our spirit is. You know what I mean?
And that's why we don't cover our dome.
That's
top.
why we don't cover our head when we
When
out
we
here
doing
doing the work, because we dishonoring our head.
Oil is used for what? To keep a lantern going.
Yep. You put oil, you keep the candles burning.
And if you cover a candle with something, the light gonna go out.
It says, for by thee I have ran through a troop, and by my power have I leaped over a wall.
So David is talking about the power that the Lord gave him. He was leaping over walls. In the ancient world, cities had a wall around about it. Big wall. You know how you watch those medieval movies? And you got guards, you got guards on top, watchmen on top. So when David went to go conquer them nations, David had power to leap, jump over the walls.
Yep.
So the scriptures speak about flying, man.
And like you said, we gonna be strong like that. The scripture talk about that even the feeble will be as David.
That's how the nation, we already acrobatic by default.
Niggas jump high already.
Exactly.
Look, I'm gonna tell you something. I was watching that gymnastics shit again. Ain't no, remember how you used to have the little Russian girls, the little chinks and shit in the groups on there? No more. You don't see that no more. All you see is these little sisters. They let them get fat. They used to wear them. They letting the sisters come out there showing their bodies and flipping around better than anything you've ever seen before.
And then speaking of Olympics, the scriptures speak about men that run fast. It was one of David's nephews that was swift as a roe. Right. He was fast like a deer. And when you look at Olympics, track and field, who dominates sprinting?
Charissa, what's her name? What's her name? Charissa?
Yeah.
Richardson.
Yeah.
That one there.
Usain Bolt.
Yeah, shit like that. Yup, Jake.
It's nothing. You don't see Edomites out there now. These Edomites, they could do long distance shit, some long distance, but we talking about being swift. It's nothing but
swift as a rope.
It's nothing but Judah out there.
Yep.
Getting out there out of them blocks, man.
Jake period dominated the Olympics.
Let me ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
Say Judah, who are you referring to?
Okay, Judah today, according to the prophecies, would be the so-called Negro, so-called black people.
Yeah. They the top tribe. That's why they took their name away and just gave them a color.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? Like, you're not called, you are African American, no such thing. Or black. You know what I'm saying? Those names, they took everybody else, like other tribes, they like Jamaicans and, Guatemalans, they can name them something. But Judah's the king tribe. They can't put no name on that.
That's the tribe the Lord came from.
Yeah.
Judah.
When you say Esau, you talking about the white people.
Because they was twin brothers. Jacob and Esau, and Judah come out of Jacob.
It says, as for Yahweh, his way is perfect. The word of the Lord is tried. He is a buckler to all those that trust in him. And the word of the Lord is tried, you know, through the Spirit. Hey, and it's tried and it confounds, man. You know, he's a buckler to those. It says he's a buckler to those, a buckler to all those that trust in him.
In a buckler, you use a well, you see in the ancient world we had swords, pull a dagger out, put a bow and arrow out, spears, and then we had a shield. You know, just like you watch, 300.
Yeah.
So a shield is what protects you and keep the enemy back.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's how the Lord is. You know, he's a protection from outside forces that's trying to harm you. But you got to be good. You got to be in good graces with him.
Because he literally sent these people against you.
Yeah.
It says, for who is Yahweh save the Lord? Or who is a rock save our power? It is Yahweh that girdeth me with strength and maketh my way perfect.
And that's why David was a friend. It was a man after the Most High heart, because he constantly gave glory to the Heavenly Father. You know what I mean? Although, David had cheerleaders.
Yeah.
It was well known in Israel that David, he was a man that went through hundreds, thousands. David had high body counts.
Yep. They made songs about it.
David, he was so rugged when it came to war, he was chopping motherfuckers' heads off and standing on top of them. Giving glory to the Lord, man.
Yep.
That's why these Edomites, they don't want to hear about the house of David. They don't want to hear about the mighty man, the house of David, so on and so forth, because David was putting pressure on all these nations. And we was putting them in slavery. And that's coming back, man. In the kingdom, we gonna have slaves.
Yep.
Let's get it.
Yep.
Jeremiah 30:16. We gonna have slaves, man.
Yeah,
We was these people
get
slaves.
that Revelation 20, 2 and
Oh yeah, 20. Yeah.
Jeremiah 30 and 16. Therefore, all they that devour thee shall be devoured.
So all these people that devoured us, they're gonna get devoured.
It says, and all thy adversaries, every one of them.
All our enemies, the adversaries, the people that was against us.
It says, every one of them shall go into captivity.
What is captivity? Slavery.
slavery.
You think we gonna be in the kingdom? Oh, bro, we need some tools, man. We need to build.
We
we
need to do this
build
job,
up.
yeah.
We got to build up these palaces, and we ain't finna do none of that.
Hell
We
no.
gonna just be giving the orders.
Yep.
We're gonna set taskmasters over these nations, and then we're gonna give the taskmasters the orders, and the taskmasters is gonna be overseers of these slaves that we
Foreman.
Go ahead.
It says, and they that spoil thee shall be a spoil, and all that prey upon thee will I give for a prey.
Yeah, so the Lord is gonna weaken our enemies for us.
Yep.
See, right now Esau is strong because there's prophecies that he has to fulfill. But the scriptures speak about the end of Esau. So it's a certain time where the Lord is going, all right, that's enough.
Yep.
Esau, you're done. These nations done. And then power is going to be given unto us. But the Lord does deal with gradualism.
Yep.
See, what you're witnessing right now with the brothers on the highways and the byways, starting with our elders on down to us brothers, this is that gradualism to that power. We getting the word right first.
Yep.
Just like when Jake was in the wilderness after they fled from got out of Egypt, the Lord was giving us the word. So when we went into the land, we would rule over, we would know how to rule it. But Jake was being wicked, and that whole generation was put down. But we know reincarnation is biblical. So when the children came back, we instilled into them the wisdom so, we can, rule the land. But the Lord have created the creature subject unto vanity. So he programmed us to go off. At the end of the day, this is just a big movie that we playing out.
Revelation 13 and 10. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword.
So that what a man soweth is that what he shall reap. You think these Edomites that put our ancestors and forefathers into slavery, they just, had successful plantations and then they just died and then that's
Got
it.
away clean.
They just got away. That's just,
Without paying the check, just out
These-
the back.
you come back during your third and fourth generation. You come back. We've been on earth many times. And then it's going to be a time where the Lord is going to judge these motherfuckers.
That's what the Lord did with the ancient.
Yeah.
Because remember they was tossing all the male boys into the Nile River.
Yeah.
And the Lord eventually judged them Egyptians, man.
Yeah, yeah.
And look at them today. They all fucked up. And,
Oh, yeah.
you don't hear about them.
Yeah.
So that's what the Lord gonna do the same thing to Esau.
And that was a great kingdom. You can still see evidence of them, but they not around.
Yeah. Yeah, ancient Egypt was like America. Like how we see America today. It was well built. They had limestone on the ground.
Yeah.
It had the little different Ramses and what was the other one? It was
Python.
Tut.
Oh, yeah.
Tutankhamun.
Yeah, Python, Ramses. They had their little artwork. Little shit. They had their little language. They had their emojis. How we use today.
Yeah.
They had that back then.
Yep. Emojis.
And it was a language, just like the emojis you use on your phone. You can talk to a person through
Right,
the emojis and they know what's up. You send a woman,
Eggplant. Yep.
and then there's some water out. She already know what time it is.
Yep.
So the hieroglyphics was like that. It was a language. It was a codified language.
When they really appreciate, they show the little fire emojis. and shit on your shit.
Right. Heart, that heart,
Yeah,
your
heart,
shit.
and then a
You
bunch
know?
of fire emojis. That's just
Yeah, and in America, in the prophecies, is spiritual Egypt.
well, scriptures say that.
Yeah.
Solomon Egypt.
Say that. Go ahead.
Job 4:7. Remember, I prayed that whoever perished being innocent, where would the righteous cut off? So, no one perished being innocent. So, these might, after all that they have done to us, so-called white people, with this slavery, guess what? You're not innocent. Even though you can claim yourself to be saying that, oh, my forefathers did that. But you are your forefathers coming back in the reincarnation.
Yeah.
And you still had, because it could be a so-called nice Edomite, they still had that same evil spirit in them, man.
But you know what? They're only nice because when a man ways please the Lord,
Yep.
he even maketh his enemies to be at peace with him. So that was a blessing.
And they cover their hatred by deceit.
Yeah. Flattery.
That's why they said don't even let them sit by you.
I got Isaiah 33:1. Woe to thee that spoilest, and thou wast not spoiled, and dealest treacherously, and they dealt not treacherously with thee.
That's the story of Esau coming over here to the Americas.
Yep.
Here it is, the peaceable multitude, the northern kingdom that was over here already. They was at peace with these Europeans and these Spaniards. They didn't spoil y'all. They didn't say, oh, let's round up and get them.
Yep.
They came over here with treachery and deceit, saw the men with gold and they covered after the field. They covered after their land.
Yeah.
And they took it by violence. They
Yeah.
took it by force.
They gave them diseases.
Oh, man. Yep.
The Trinitarians, they came out with their Avatar 2.
Yeah.
But the Avatar 1 was basically a Disney
Disney movie.
Disney cantation of the Trinitarians, man.
Exactly.
No? Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was literally the Trail of Tears.
Trail of Tears,
Trail of
man.
Tears, yo.
Shows
might have
how
to watch
basically
They had to walk.
Esau and Edom came over to the Avatars and they infiltrated them, spoke nice things to them, and tore their shit up, and they had to walk, man. I mean, these devils and these high up witches and Disney and all that, they know. It's like Pocahontas. They perceived, or they put the note out for kids that she was in love with John Smith. She was never in love with no John Smith, man.
Yeah.
That was a lie, man.
Put that twist on.
But they'll put the twist on it, man. All right? The Native Americans, man, after all that stuff happened with them Edomites, they hated the Edomites,
Yep.
man. Giving our babies smallpox and things of that nature. And like we said, the Trail of Tears, man, breaking all those over 500 peace treaties, man.
Yep.
Killing over 70 million of them.
Yeah, these Edomites, they gotta pay for all that
Man.
shit, man. That's why the judgment here in America is gonna be so great. Because look at the atrocities and the ill dealings and the history that was done to the Lord's people. So when we talk about famine gonna be crazy, when we talk about it's gonna be all kind of judgment out here,
It's gonna be a time
it's
like
gonna
no
be
other.
like the scriptures call it, Jacob's trouble or tribulation. When we talk about that, we say it, but when it actually happened, it's gonna far exceed what we said.
Yeah, really. There's no words for what's
Yeah,
gonna happen.
yeah. People gonna say, man, it was this, what they was saying. I didn't know it was gonna be like this though.
Yo.
It's way worse.
That's
Because scriptures speak about cannibalism, man.
Yeah.
You ever see a motherfucker eating their children? Scriptures say that's gonna be happening.
And in the movies they talk about how they keep a nigga in the basement for weeks just chewing off them like, here, we gonna eat the leg today and keeping them alive so they can have food. That's gonna happen to people, man.
Gonna get crazy. Cause
They're
think
gonna
about it.
keep it in the
People are
basement.
so used to fast food. You go into this house right here and get some fried chicken within minutes and
Yeah.
eat it.
That's it.
It's gonna go from that to it's absolutely no food nowhere.
Yo.
It's no food, and then the major cross streets is shut off. It's dogs,
Yo.
you know. It's robot dogs. It's tanks.
Yo.
It's all you can. So you can't. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. So you ain't gonna be able to go. It's hot in LA. Let me drive to Inglewood.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna be able to do that.
Nope.
Esau gonna zone this shit out
Yeah.
and starve these people out here, man.
Yeah, that's where you said that, because that was one of the taxes they did in ancient Rome.
Exactly.
Built the 45 cities so they
Uh-huh.
can come out. Because
Yeah.
one of the taxes that the Romans did, that they will allow a lot of people to go in, but they will shut the doors while they come in.
Yeah.
And so they won't come out. So it could be abundance for people to start up.
Yeah. People was taking off their belts and they was eating the cows,
Boiling it.
you know, the leather, eating that shit.
Yo.
War of Masada,
Uh-huh.
they had built like that. The Edomites, they had built that little.
What does that eye with the triangle in it? What does that mean? What does
It's a
Illuminati
all-seeing eye.
symbol.
It's just one of these symbolisms of the Illuminati. That means they're all knowing, all seeing. They got one eye. They're all on board.
yeah, you're right.
Allegiance. That's what that is. Right.
Egyptian worship the iron horse.
Yeah.
That's where they get it.
And you know it's on the back of the dollar.
Absolutely.
It's on the back of a damn dollar.
Their whole plan is literally on the back of the dollar. What they getting ready to do. It's all back there.
You ever heard the term called Big Brother is watching?
Yeah.
So in all actuality, everything that we see being done, like the inflation and all this shit, is all strategically done behind the scenes by the elites.
Yep.
But it's the Lord putting the spirit on them to do that so they can fulfill end time prophecy. Yeah. So though we aren't afraid of the so-called white man. We fear the Heavenly Father that put the spirit on him
That's what we do.
to be. Yeah.
I got a precept. This is Job.
And that's why he guarantees that no word will come back void. Because he's putting the spirit on this world to do his work. Do his will, yeah?
And the butt naked OG, these secrets he ain't getting
Nah,
out.
dark sayings, nah, he ain't getting none of that.
This is Job 20, and I'm starting at 11. It's talking about Esau hitting the elites. His bones are full of sin, of the sin of his youth,
Yep.
which shall lie down with him in the dust.
The bones, that's his lineage, that's his
Yeah,
forefathers. Read it again.
Yep. His bones are full of the sin of his youth.
Yep.
From his youth, from his beginning.
Yep.
You know, going all the way back to the time of the Greeks.
Yep.
You know, it's speak about wickedness was multiplied.
Yep.
You know,
Back-
so Esau, he got sins all the way going back then.
Iniquity.
Yeah,
Though wickedness be sweet in his mouth, like you said, they're pre-playing New World Order.
yeah.
NWO. When we really look at the NWO, the table of contents of it, it's really wicked as hell, man.
Yeah.
You know? It says, though he hide it under his tongue.
It's his orders.
Yeah.
See, wickedness is sweet in their mouth, meaning when something is sweet, you want it. You know, like a cake or something, some brownies or something, some homemade chocolate chip cookies. You ooh,
Yeah.
you know, oh, mom's made them cookies. Ooh, you know, her biscuits. It's sweet, so that's how they are with their plans.
Yeah.
You know. Go ahead.
It says, though he spare it.
No, he spared. So he spared by coming out saying, "Oh, we need a new digital currency. You know, the dollar has so much debt, and then we need something that's going to better suit the people.
Be more convenient.
We need something more convenient. We got the Fed now coming out,
Yeah.
and then you know what? We're going to be using more GMOs
Yeah.
and then more 3D printing food because that's going to help out global warming and
Right.
that's how they hide that shit.
Yup.
That's how they hide that wickedness.
Yeah.
And people they eat it up. Oh yeah, okay, that's cool.
And the whole thing is adversarial against the Most High. The whole plan.
Right.
It's go against the Bible.
Right.
What is the number of rebellion in the Bible?
Huh?
What is the number of rebellion?
You probably talking about the number of his name.
No, not that. Just the number of rebellion or government rebelling against God.
Okay. Yeah. Let's go to Revelation 13. You talking about
You
this?
said it right there. The number of rebellion is 13.
Oh no, Revelation 13.
Okay, no, but the number of rebellion in the Bible, the number that is rebellion against God or government that is in rebellion against God is the number 13. And
Oh,
it
it
goes
say
back
666.
to Nimrod.
Yeah.
Yeah, it goes back to
Yeah.
Nimrod.
Um,
I just want to say that in
Yeah,
regards to
yeah.
what you guys were saying on the back of the dollar bill.
right.
Because see, everything on the back of the dollar bill is in multiples of 13.
Yeah. That is
Even
that is
starting
their
with
number.
the 13 tribes.
Yeah.
But you know, also too, because we deal with numbers kind of, but you know, numbers have meaning. So 13 also represents rulership too.
Yeah.
Yeah, 13 also represents rulership.
So you got that on the left hand side.
Okay.
Wicked rulership.
We look at, we try, we look at even like the 6, there's a right side of the you know, like 7 means completion, 2 vision, 5 means power, 4 means mercy. So 13, we look at it on the righteous side as it meaning the number of groups.
Yeah.
But it says, though he spare it and forsake it not, but keep it still within his mouth.
Yeah, that's his orders, that's his legislations, that's his decrees. Because when C-19 happened and the different laws that was enacted during that time frame, they spoke this shit.
Yup.
They
Fauci.
spoke it. The
Yep.
laws. Fauci was coming out.
Yup.
He was speaking it.
Yup.
In his mouth is current, it is the gall of mass within him. He has swallowed down riches, and he shall vomit them up again.
He swallowed down riches. He has taken in riches. And he does it by economic hitman. He does it by setting up having the IMF, the International Monetary Fund, which is the banking system, go and bail out a country, that's suffering financially. And then he gets in that country and he takes the natural resources out of like Mozambique in South Africa. It was found out to be gold there recently, and here come the U.S. over there trying to establish something over there. So that's how these Edomites rule. They find out some shit, and they come and say, hey, we got our banking system, and then we can set up a system of laws that'll help out your government. We can give equality. We can give women's rights, men's rights, children's rights. But then later on, you hear the alphabet community being a part of that. You hear about these people getting in debt. You hear about these people got to sell off their land and all that shit to these damn Edomites that end up living in Africa, so on and so forth.
A verse in the Bible, fit that. I believe it's in Jeremiah where they say that hasty nation going around possessing the dwelling places that are not there.
Oh yeah. There's one in Psalms too.
Yeah.
Psalm 40, was it 49:11?
Yeah. Micah 2, they cut the fields.
Oh yeah. Yeah, let's get those two real quick. Psalm 49:11.
This is Psalms chapter 49, verse 11. Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever.
That's how they think. Their inward thought. The way these people go about establishing their plans is always backed by we're gonna be established forever.
Yeah.
These Edomites don't think they'd never be thrown out of power.
That their house shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations.
Yeah, so they think that this is going to just be a perpetual rule. That's why you hear them talking about, 2020, 2030, 2050, we're going to be doing this.
Yeah.
That's proud, bro. That's proud.
Yeah. They think they just going,
Yes.
you know?
It says they called their lands after their own men.
Right. Example of that is you had Amerigo Vespucci. America was named after Amerigo Vespucci. They conquered lands and they called the lands after themselves.
Yeah.
You know, Africa, Leo, Siphius, Africanus. You know, these was Romans. These was Edomites that was doing that.
I believe Cain did that with his son, actual Cain.
Yeah. Yeah, conquer somebody else's land and then put your name on it.
Yeah.
The scriptures call America isolated, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I found it. It's Genesis 4:17. And Cain.
How can you drive around with that loud ass noise on it?
I thought he was gonna probably be.
You thought he was flying, right? Flash or something.
Right.
This is Genesis 4:17. And Cain knew his wife, and she conceived and bare Enoch. And this time of the wicked Elon. And he built a city and called the name of the city after the name of his son, Enoch. So they've been doing that time.
Yeah. Yep.
Wicked as hell.
You know, we have to be careful that because the Bible is being changed little by little. What I mean when I say this is the New International Version versus the versions that we have.
Yeah.
I have New International, which I just started, but I have an older Bible. And it says in Jeremiah, when they're talking about the destruction of Babylon, and it says her mother will be ashamed. The hindermost of all the nations has become a desolation. Well, in the new version, it says her mother will be ashamed, the least important.
Yeah.
Because they don't want us to know the hindermost means the youngest nation.
Well,
out of all
you
the
know,
nations.
no. Well, with that start, let's get it. Jeremiah 50.
That means the-
The hindermost is the last.
Right.
When you look at a map, the hindermost parts of the nations, the last on the map, the furthest left is the Americas. That's chiefly talking about America. America is going to be destroyed. That's what that's talking about.
I already know. That's what I was saying. That's why I said we have to be careful of these new international
right,
because they're changing it.
Yeah.
They don't want the world and brothers like us with knowledge to know that they're talking about America, the hindermost, the youngest of all the nations, yet the most powerful.
Right, okay, yeah, I see you.
That's good because the most I've been increasing the oil on these men. You know what I'm saying? It seems like they keeping up. But whatever's going on with Esau and his changing the books and adding on and all this, the most I've added, his knowledge shall be increased. You know what I'm saying? That's what's going on with the brother.
That's why it's essential to have teachers.
Yeah.
You got a lot of these scriptures that say God gave you inspiration. The Lord
You gotta
sends
be careful with that.
the Lord sends teachers.
Right? Yeah.
That's why I'm sitting here with y'all, because I'm learning new stuff.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Because the eunuch said, how shall I know unless someone guide me?
Yeah.
He's going to guide me.
That's the importance of the prophets. We're not just out here just
Battling
people.
We ain't bringing it.
Teaching.
We realize the Most High got an order. He's into order. You know what I'm saying?
And there's people that's on here putting comments and liking it and sharing it.
If old boy would have had his 2 ears open instead of his mouth, he would have learned something. He wanted to teach us, but it's all good spirit, Lord.
That's right.
Jeremiah 50 and verse 12. Your mother shall be sore confounded.
Now, Babylon's mother, America was birthed out of what? England. So that's what that's talking about.
Okay.
It says, he that bear you shall be ashamed. It says,
Yo, you dropped your shoe.
behold. It says, behold, the hindermost of the nations shall be a wilderness, a dry land, and a desert.
So when you go to the book of Revelation, right, and you have Apostle John, he's seeing these visions of Babylon being destroyed, the lake of fire. Jeremiah saw the same vision.
Okay.
So they saw America being destroyed during World War III. That fire, the lake of fire, is these missiles hitting this place and destroying all this.
100.
Yeah.
That angel in Isaiah said, it shall be as when God overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah.
Isaiah 13. Yep. So it's gonna be like fire coming down out of the heavens. It's these missiles coming over here and destroying this place.
Isaiah 34.
Yeah.
Every the ISIS and the news and stuff, they're not just making those for nothing.
Yeah.
Those are prophesied
practice.
to destroy this place.
Already know.
Yeah. That's right, brother. That's a sharp man.
This is Isaiah 54 and 17. 16. It said, behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire.
So this is the Heavenly Father talking. Now in the ancient world, we had smiths. Smiths was somebody you go to. Hey man, I need me a sword.
Yeah.
And I need the handle to fit it a certain type of way. And then when I grab it, So these are people that were skillful in making weapons. Today, these are the scientists that have created the atomic bomb. They split the atom, and they were able to, get these elements together to make the technology for the warheads and these missiles. Go ahead.
And that bringeth forth an instrument for his work. And I have created the waster to destroy.
So that's these missiles, the waster to destroy. And then can we get Zephaniah 1 real quick? The day of the Lord shall be a day of wasteness.
Yeah.
Hey, what's going on, bro? Because when the Lord put the spirit on these nations to destroy this place, it's going to be a day of wasteness. Because America's going to get hit and other parts of the world is going to get hit too, like Israel. The prophecies say that we're going to have Israel built back up. So that means it's going to get destroyed first. Right? And you got
Zephaniah 1 and I saw verse 14.
because all these prophets, they saw the same visions, but they just wrote it down differently in these different books.
Absolutely.
Zephaniah 1 and 14. The great day of the Lord Yahweh is near. It is near. And haste greatly.
And the reason why we know that the day of the Lord is near, because in Revelation 14 and 9 on down, the day of the Lord is synonymous with this implantable technology, right? So that's how we know that the day of the Lord is near. All those who take the implantable technology, they're going to get destroyed by the Lamb and the angels. Go ahead.
It says, even the voice of the day of the Lord.
That's the prophets. The prophets is the voice or the mouthpiece of the Lord, because we're like the ancient heralds.
Yeah.
A herald will come out and say,
ram's
the
horn.
king's coming,
Yeah.
the king coming, and the mighty man is coming. Everybody stand in awe of the king.
Hear ye,
Hear ye, hear ye, the king. So that's us.
Yeah.
We're announcing
Yeah.
the coming of the Lord.
Heralding.
Go ahead.
It says, the mighty man shall cry their bitterly.
That's the army, the military. They're gonna get destroyed.
It
Yep.
It says, that day is a day of wrath, a day of trouble and distress, a day of wasteness and desolation, a day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness.
So what's going to produce these clouds? When these missiles hit, the missiles is going to produce a mushroom cloud.
Yep.
All right? It's a chariot. But we can keep going though. When these missiles hit, it's going to produce what they call a mushroom cloud. When Isaiah saw it, he said, I saw the heavens rolled together as a scroll. Today they call them a mushroom cloud. So these missiles are going to produce a lot of it. So you know, the heavens is going to, you know, it's going to be clouds. It's going to be clouds from the destruction. Just like during 9/11, when them towers fell,
Yeah.
and there was just dust and smell of smoke just all in that area for a long period of time. That's how it's going to be here.
Isaiah 34, and
What do you see?
We believe it's a chariot, it's silver. Scriptures speak about flying objects in the Bible. That's silver and gold. So I see something sparkling silver, which is in one spot.
Scriptures say to look up, that
Yeah.
redemption is nigh.
Yeah, and helicopters they don't hover that high.
Yeah.
And planes don't hover at all. It could possibly be.
And we see it a lot. You know, we got a lot of that actual footage on the internet, chariots. You know?
Yeah. Well,
and they always come to camps.
And what led the children of Israel out of Egypt? It was an aircraft that led them out. Exodus 13, last couple of verses. Yeah, we were led by the Lord out of Egypt.
Exodus 13, and verse,
Like the last two verses.
yep, Exodus 13, verse 21. And the Lord Yahweh went before them by day in a pillar of a cloud.
So the Lord went before the children of Israel in a pillar of a cloud. So when we saw these aircrafts, we likened them unto clouds because the only thing that we can reference things flying in the air and moving were clouds.
Yeah, back then we didn't have the vocabulary
We didn't have
to say,
a plane.
a UFO.
Yeah.
Or, unidentified,
Right.
Now, we didn't know how to say that.
That's Esau word.
We know how to say shit like whirlwinds.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There was a cloud.
A swift cloud.
A swift cloud in the sky. That's,
Yeah. Go ahead.
It says, to lead them the way.
So there was an aircraft leading us. Go ahead.
It says, and by night in a pillar of fire.
And at nighttime it was a pillar of fire because these aircraft they turned the lights on so that way we could see in the woods.
Yeah.
Back then it wasn't no street lights. I know it get very dark.
Dark in the wilderness.
It says to give them light, to go by day and night. He took not away the pillar of the cloud by day, nor the pillar of fire by night from before the people.
Yeah. And then let's hit Micah chapter 2. Yeah, you got it.
This Psalms 104 and 3. It says, who layeth the beams of his chambers in the waters, who maketh the clouds his chariot.
Because these aircrafts have what they call landing pods. Even in Revelation, when Apostle John, he saw the angel come down, he said 1 foot stood in the water and 1 foot stood on the land.
Not like that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So when these aircraft, when the aircrafts came down, they put the feet out. Landed. Go ahead.
It says, let the beams of his chambers in the waters, and make the clouds his chariot, who walketh upon the wings of the wind.
Yeah, so what this psalmist is speaking of is the Lord traveling. The Lord traveling on an aircraft, and they liken is going to come with the clouds of heaven.
Yeah.
Not talking about these ones. It's talking about these aircrafts because in other prophecies or in other accounts where prophets saw the Lord coming, some said it was a cloud. Some say he came on a mountain. And Daniel, the 2nd chapter, said he coming on a stone,
Yeah.
dove,
Drone. Yeah.
yep, a white,
Like,
a flying roll. You know, so they all describe these aircraft.
A wheel within the wheel.
A wheel within the wheel, which they call a flying saucer.
Yeah.
You know. So was the prophet seeing just different stuff? They just, when they saw it, they gave their interpretation of what they saw.
so-called white men got aircraft. The Lord happened.
Yeah.
Remember, the Lord thought of everything first. Right.
Yeah.
They got etchings of chariots on the side of the pyramids.
Yeah.
So they've been around.
They deceive people by saying that those are aliens from another planet coming to get technology from us.
No, that's just the angels of the Most High. And Elijah, when Elijah got beamed up, it was that second Esdras, the 2nd chapter?
2 Kings 6.
2 Kings, 2nd chapter. That was an aircraft he went into. When Enoch got beamed up, that was an aircraft he went into.
Yahushua.
When the Lord Yahushua, in Acts, the 1st chapter, when he got beamed up, he went into an aircraft.
But
He
they
just
called
go
it a
into
cloud.
Some clouds.
Yeah, you can go in the cloud. Yeah.
They can disappear, they can reappear, they can go in the water without splashing.
Yeah.
They can, they real fast, you know.
They cut through dimensions. They're here 1 second, poof, they're in another dimension.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Let's hit Isaiah 19.
Oh yeah.
Isaiah 19, verse 1. The burden of Egypt. Behold, the Lord Yahweh rideth upon a swift cloud.
So when Isaiah saw this, he said the Lord is riding on a swift cloud, meaning he saw the aircraft that the Lord was traveling on, and it was going fast, extremely fast.
Yeah.
Right?
It says, and shall come into Egypt.
And shall come into Egypt, this place. That's why America has an uptick in so-called UFO sightings.
That's
Because
what.
the prophecies say that it's going to be sightings of aircrafts.
Yep. And that's why they got a space force now.
I was just getting ready to ask you about that. Is there anything scriptural on that?
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're going to fight against the land.
No, but I mean, if we're seeing scriptural identifying Babylon the Great, that mighty end-time nation.
It's saying there, Revelation 12, it said they're going to fight. With the angels is going to fight.
Well, it does say that who made his habitation high and what dwells on high in space are the space ships.
Let's get Obadiah. Because the book of Obadiah, which is 1 chapter long, it goes into the prophecies of Esau, which is these white people. And you tell us who this talking about.
Yep.
We got about like 12 minutes.
Obadiah chapter 1, verse 1.
No, get to the point.
Obadiah 1 and 3. The pride of thy heart hath deceived thee.
So what this is doing is going into characteristics of Esau, right? So it's saying that the pride in his heart has deceived him because these Edomites, they're a prideful nation.
They're the most prideful.
It says, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high.
Now Esau, he has a point in history where he dwelt in the clefts of the rocks or the caves. Okay, you got Job, right? And then you have when it was in the Caucasus Mountains in Russia, all right? And they make little movies and shit about it. Caveman,
the commercial.
Neanderthals,
Cro-Magnons,
Fire, the Flintstones,
you know,
shit like that.
All of that.
Yeah.
They can't get away from it.
But you know, when they, it also says in Isaiah 14, go mount up to the heavens, you shall be brought down. Mount up means has to do with army type, the mountain, mount up.
Right.
Space Force.
Yeah, exactly.
Force.
Yeah.
Space Force.
And also that means you're going in, just going into the heavens, saying Because we know that it's false. It's not saying they landed on the moon. Put things
Yeah.
up in the.
I never did believe they went to no moon.
Yeah, the highest,
They went to no
the
moon.
highest they're gonna go is just the firmament with satellites because it prophesied the satellites. Yeah, you got it, bro.
It says, whose habitation is high, that said in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground?
That's that pride.
But it says, thou, do thou exalt thyself as an eagle.
So now it's talking about the spirit animal is the eagle.
Huh?
The back of a quarter, you got an eagle.
Well, not only that, but the prophet Daniel, when he saw the four beasts coming out of the sea, he said one of them was a lion with eagle's wings, and I
Okay.
saw the wings plucked off, and it didn't damage the lion or the eagle.
That was talking about Babylon.
I know
Ancient Babylon.
Okay,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
can we not forget that England's sign today, right here and now as we speak, is a standing lion, and the United States sign is an eagle with outstretched wings.
Yeah. That's spiritual. Yeah.
So when we look at that eye right there with the triangle,
Pyramid.
we want to find, is it in the Bible anywhere biblical and identifying the Antichrist and Babylon the Great, and it is. It's in the Bible.
Yeah, because
They said their sign is in Zechariah says this is their resemblance. That means an eye. In Daniel, and they changed the Bible, Daniel saw the triangle with eyes in it, with an S, but that's not what they changed that, or either they messed it up, but they were talking about Babylon. It says that their symbol is a triangle with an eye in it.
Yeah, that must be something that was lost in translation.
It got lost in translation. Yeah, it did, because in Daniel, the same part where he's talking about the lion with the eagle's wings, and then he's talking about the Antichrist and Babylon and everything, he says their sign is a triangle with eyes in it, speaking great things. But we all know that it's a triangle with an eye in it, just as the prophet Zechariah said, this is their resemblance over the whole earth. And the angel told him this is wickedness.
Yeah, I think that's I think you're talking about Daniel 12. What you got?
Daniel talking about eyes, like the eyes.
Yeah. So eyes represents wisdom. Okay, so go ahead.
Daniel 7:8. I considered the horns, and behold, there came up among them.
That's what a triangle is, a horn. That's what they're talking about. That's what a horn is.
Now horns, we look up a little bit. Because it goes, what this goes into is the allies of the Roman Empire.
Daniel 7:7. After this I saw in the night vision, behold, a fourth beast, dreadful and terrible, and strong exceedingly, and it had great iron teeth, and devoured and brake in pieces, and snapped the residue with the feet of it, and it was diverse from all the beasts that were before it, and it had 10 horns.
Now let's break that down. This is talking about the Roman Empire. The iron represents the military that Rome had. They were called the Iron Legions of Rome. And then the material that they used for their weaponry was iron. Now, when it says that it was diverse from all the rest of the beasts, because the rest of the beasts, the Babylonian, the Assyrians, the Babylonians, the Medo-Persians, and the Greeks, the way they appointed their leadership, it was a dynasty. We read about Nebuchadnezzar and then Belshazzar. That was his grandson that came into power. When you read about Cyrus, it was a line of different Cyruses. It was a line of different Darius. So his kingdom, the fourth beast, is diverse because they use democracy to appoint their leadership.
Election.
They use elections. They use the democracy. And then in the Roman Empire, you have vassal states, which these were states that Rome was cool with, all right, and they formed a treaty. So there were a conglomerate of nations, just like we see today with the European Union, just like we see with NATO. So the horns is synonymous to power. So the horns, you have like Luxembourg, France, Spain, Portugal. These are different powers that was associated with the Roman Empire. So when you go,
I consider the horns,
I consider these other powers, right? Go ahead.
and behold, there came up among them another little
Now
horn.
we're getting somewhere. Now we're getting somewhere.
Now, there among these horns, right, with Great Britain being one of them, came up from mothers have historical boundaries. So America is that little horn.
Here we go.
America is that little horn because it started off as 13 colonies. It was a little power,
Yep.
right?
It broke off.
It says, and behold, there came among them another little horn, before whom there were three of the first horns plucked up by the root.
Before whom 3 of the first horns were plucked up, America was established by 3 major wars. You had the French-American War, the Spanish-American War, and then you had the
You
War
had
of Independence
you
from
had
Great
Spain
Britain.
and you had France who occupied the United
Yep.
States, and the United States uplifted and plucked up
That's
all 3 of them.
Yeah.
Uprooted it,
Yes,
right? So go ahead.
to rise to the top where she
Yep.
is, right?
And it's all about prophecy. Remember, Daniel saw this before America came. Go ahead.
It says, and behold, in this horn were eyes like the eyes of man.
So in this power, they had the eyes of man. There was wisdom given unto him because the Lord didn't give these other nations the technology for planes. That was here.
Yeah.
The internet
Kitty Hawk.
technology.
Yeah, internet.
Phone technology.
Yep.
The Lord gave them particular eyes, wisdom, vision, that visionary that they could see. And all the nations they saw the power and splendor of America and they followed after that. That's why these motherfuckers up there wearing suits.
And that greatness came from Jake being here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because Israel was here, they was able to get all these inventions.
It says, and they now speaking great things.
Great things is the pride going
Yeah.
back to Obadiah. All right. Oh, we got the best military. Who can take us down?
You know?
We're gonna rule forever. We got the #1 currency. We got the best language. Best food. Oh, during the time of Titanic, God Himself couldn't even take down this boat.
Yup.
That's some prideful shit.
Yeah.
Right? That's speaking great
That's a
things.
boundary the Most High
Then,
did not let them go
Let's not
past.
forget the religion.
Oh my God.
Oh, God was a white man.
No, him and his son.
Him and his son, and the angels, and the Israelites is white people.
Yeah.
That's a mouth speaking great things.
Blasphemies. Yeah. That's great.
Blasphemy.
Yeah, that was a great
And
blasphemy.
blasphemy is just disrespect. When your woman call you a bitch ass nigga and you ain't shit, that's your woman blaspheming against you. So that's what these Edomites do to the Most High by these different images. That's blasphemy.
So what did Jesus or
Okay, Yahweh Shai.
Yahweh Shai,
Uh-huh.
what did he mean when his disciples asked him for a sign of the end? Or it was something of that, but he said, this is what he said. He said, as in the days of Noah, so shall it be again.
Yeah.
Right. So in the days of Noah, leading up to the time of Noah, there was violence.
Yeah.
That's true. That's
Right.
right.
There was violence going on, and then you had Noah, which was a man of the Lord that was building.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is that building right here. We're building up the tabernacle of David that is falling
Yeah.
through the truth
Because Noah prophesied for 120 years.
Okay.
for a long time.
Then
Yeah.
Noah also lived 350 years after the flood. In other words, he saw Nimrod's Babylon.
Yeah. He saw
He saw Nimrod's Babylon and everything that Nimrod was trying to do to make a one world government,
Right.
to make everything a one world religion. This is everything Nimrod was trying to do.
Yeah.
In the Bible, you'll see. So Jesus said to his disciples, as it was in the days of Noah, so shall it be. I believe that's two-sided. It's exactly what you said, what was going on before the flood,
Right.
homosexuality, madness,
Yeah,
craziness,
yeah.
all that.
Yeah.
And then even after the flood, Jesus said, is as in the days of Noah, so shall it be again. America is the only one pushing a one world government, a
Right.
one world
Right.
religion, and all that stuff. The same thing, Nimrod.
Yeah. Exactly. You're right. Yeah, so these nations, because it wasn't just Nimrod, it was a conglomerate of nations. And during that time, the Lord confounded the translations because the original language was Hebrew, but the Lord confounded the language. That's why we got all these different dialects and all that shit today. You know, but the point is, like he's going into in Matthew the 25th chapter. So shall it be. Let's get it real quick.
Yeah, the day is coming of the Lord. The day of the Lord. So so shall it be.
The same thing, it said well confounded. So we gonna confound this again.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I already know.
That's right. And we like the questions though. Keep us on start.
Matthew
24.
Matthew 24 and verse 37. And it reads, "But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be."
So the point is, so shall also be the coming of the Son of Man. So before the Lord comes, it's just going to be all kind of violence and madness. But the Lord is going to lay all the power and rule down and establish the kingdom.
And it's going to come like a flood.
Yeah.
Verse 38. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking,
Party, living it up, careless, you know, YOLO lifestyle,
YOLO.
partying, bullshitting, hanging out, kicking
Okay,
it.
your thirst and shit.
Yeah. Go ahead.
it says marrying and giving in marriage.
People, sex, marriage, all this stuff, adultery, you know.
It says until the day that Noah entered into the ark.
Right. Now, when you read about come up hither, they heard a loud voice saying in heaven,
Yeah,
come up hither. The elect ascending up into the heavens in a cloud, getting beamed up as we call it. That's reference. That's like Noah entered into the ark. You know? So once the elect get beamed up, it's end time for these people.
Yeah.
That you still exist because these people, they're not serving more. So they already been told the truth. And the Lord gives you a time period, a time frame for you to repent. And you gotta be an Israelite, by the way, as well.
And they see us.
Yeah.
So there's no cloak for their sin.
Because after they have been told the truth, now they've been accountable.
So any other questions?
No, man, I just love coming over here.
Oh yeah. It's always a beautiful
And we
building.
love to have you, brother.
Yeah.
You inspire us when you come.
So with that, we want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash.
Rakakwadash.
Double honors to our elders and apostles of Great Millstone that taught us the truth. And
All right, I see you guys.
all right, brother. All right, Shalom, Malcolm. Stay strong. Till next week. Shalom.